So, how many people actually saw the thing I put up in the commander section of Discord today?
Today I did not. I haven't bothered.
Because it's an
Discord.
interesting idea. It looks like something we've kind of played with before, an idea. But it's an EDH game where you play with an extra deck called the Treasure Cruise.
Treasure Cruise. Okay.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we called it was the Chaos deck, or something similar to that. Yeah.
But I feel like that would be a great game to play next Saturday. 'Cause what's next Saturday?
Is that Easter?
No.
No,
Easter
Easter
weekend?
Sunday.
No. It's the Philly day.
Yes.
It's the first of the month.
Oh. Which, by the way, I do love the fact that this year Easter is in April.
Yes. Well, a lot of times it
April
floats,
or
but
March.
it's usually
In
into March.
2029, it's going to be in May. Because of how it falls in line with the solar
the
calendar.
equinox and all that stuff.
It's going to be in May.
Ricardo's bow, is it a tunable, non-tunable?
It does not require a tune.
Yay!
So you can just toss it around.
You got a bow.
Yeah.
Oh, you would. Yeah.
You got a bow and you can stuff it now.
I can what? Stuff it?
Yeah, you know where to stuff it.
Oh.
Alright, so there
Couldn't have been a great
goes.
bow if it broke on me. Hit me in the eye.
That was a pretty cool
There's
moment.
that for that. Okay.
Yeah. Took out that void.
So, hello everyone joining us.
Times 4
Gene
damage and I get a
2046.
black eye.
Brandon, hello. So, for those of you
You
joining
deserve
us on TikTok,
That's besides
if you want a better vantage point over my Twitch and YouTube, better camera angle, and a little bit of chat happening. Also, to all those who are watching this evening, there's supposed to be some really bad weather coming through. It's already kind of nasty outside. If the power goes out, I'm very sorry. That's I do not control the weather as much as I want to.
Then why are you apologizing?
Because of the way I was raised. And
Do you need me to go stand outside?
No.
I have stepped
I was
outside
raised to
and
think
shook my
that
fist at it a
everything's
couple of
my fault.
times, but it's still a
Well,
good.
this guy's been
Twice.
twice. Lightning has struck twice for him.
Struck.
And you're near the window.
So
Why
if-
is he by the window?
because I was paid to do a job. So yeah, if power goes out and the stream ends, that's why. Very, very sorry.
We're not going
about
to go
that.
through the list of things that have, in some way, shape, or form, attempted to kill me.
Number 1, Shelby.
Number 2, God. Number 3, that one jackass on a mountain.
So yeah,
Number 4, Shelby
we'll,
again.
we'll do our best. Hopefully, it'll just be a quick like off and on, get everything started back up. There's a the members of the Stacate production and DM are kind of like staring at us through our big window we have there. Hello, God. Is this payback for me turning the lights off and on? Okay, I figured. Yeah, during their stream today, I was like, okay, what's getting close to 6 o'clock? Let me get things ready. I forget this building's on a closed circuit for the power, so I flipped the power button on. And apparently, it was a perfect moment because one of the characters, Rax, the barbarian, Rax, just had an idea, and the moment he did, the lights came on. The entire freaked out.
lit up.
Because Beck's back there running tech for them. Nice.
And I don't mess with the camera.
I scared Beck. I'm sorry.
I did briefly think the room had exploded. 'Cause it's really dark in my corner. I don't know if you've been in there.
Actually,
when the lights
yeah,
are
it
off.
is, yeah.
It's dark right there. And it's
I'll be honest, I forget you have the lights off, and all that light is coming from like the
Yeah, I never
the-
think about it when I'm
the
watching this
lights.
stuff.
Yeah.
Hey Dan, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. So, but yeah, if everything goes dark, folks, know that it's nothing on y'all's end. It's on this side, and Mississippi weather is just literally the worst.
I mean, let's see.
This
Last
one in
week I
particular is
walked
real
in.
bad.
Last week I walked into work wearing a jacket. Could see my breath because it was high 20s, low 30s, and by the end of the day I was sweating my ass off in 78-degree weather.
I walked into jury duty in my pea coat with my breath fogging. I walked out at noon going, whew. Yeah.
I think that was the same day, honestly.
How'd that go, by the way? You get called in?
That's a whole thing.
I didn't even have. I was not selected the first day.
Ah.
Second day, somebody didn't show up, and the judge was like, "Just throw the case out." So yeah, I got. It was great. Yeah. So If you notice, we're still waiting on a few people. Our wizard Finnegan, Ricky, and then our barbarian Jeff or Graham. They're on their way.
Mrs. Grimm, haven't
Our
heard
wizard
anything.
Finnegan and our barbarian Jeff.
Ricky's apparently looking for his pants. That was the thing he sent to us.
Very funny, Scotty. Now beat down my pants. Hey, Raven. Hello. So with that, we'll get into some announcements real quick. Nothing too exciting planned for tonight. Like there was, a collapsed.
Liar!
It's got another bitch. I'm your wife. So with that, as always, first we want to say thank you to the wonderful Hive in Macomb here. This amazing game store that lets us stream and send this wacky weekly wacky weekly D&D game to you. You right, Seth?
No, I thought you were saying wacky racist.
Wacky racist.
It's so wacky and racist.
No.
I'm like, no.
Anyway, yeah. So thank you very much to the home in Mackay, the Hive in Macomb.
Red
The
bugs,
lips,
blood,
the
blue
tongue,
bugs,
the
blood,
tip
red
of the
bugs.
teeth.
Unique New York, the blue black bear bled blood. So yeah, the Hive in Macomb. Thank you guys so very very much for letting us have our idiocy here. Speaking of idiocy, what's going on? No.
I do to anybody.
No. Actually,
Nothing.
we if you did not see last week, our dear halfling Kieran Seth was not here because he was up in New York City.
Concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
I was thinking New York City.
New York City.
I know you because we're friends on Facebook. So you sent a couple of what were some of the shows and productions you saw where you were up there?
I saw Thursday. I saw Pictures from Home play at Studio 54, starring Nathan Lane, Danny Bernstein, and Zoe Wanamaker. Fantastic seat. Fantastic show. Nathan Lane's amazing.
Yes, he is.
Friday I saw Parade with Ben Platt and a bunch of other people, Howard McGillen, Paul Alexander Nolan, a bunch of great stars. Best show I saw. Fantastic. No Nazis, so I didn't punch anybody, but I was hoping I would have. And then Saturday I saw Peter Pan Goes Wrong. Hilarious. Absolutely wonderful. And then Saturday night I saw Sweeney Todd with Josh Groban. The thing is, once I landed on Thursday, I checked Instagram and saw that he was sick with a sinus infection.
Wow.
And I was like, God damn it. I spent all this money specifically to see him in Sweeney Todd, and now he's sick. I'm going to lose my marbles. Anyway, so I was stressing for the next couple days, but he said he was on medication and going to try to get back, and then he wasn't there Friday night for the show, and then Saturday afternoon, but he came back Saturday night, so.
That was great. Because look, you can attest to this as well as a lot of people over here can. There are times where it doesn't matter. If I have literally been in a production where after a number, the lead, Grim, hello, Grim, come in, Grim. Where the lead stepped off stage, threw up in a bucket just there for her to do that in, stepped back on stage and continued.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've
been there.
We've all been there. But yeah, it was. He was fantastic. So, because everyone knew he was sick. Whenever whenever it gets to his part in the first song, the ensemble put their hands down into the stage and lift him up like he's in a grave.
Yeah.
And so whenever they did that, and he was launched to the front of the stage, you didn't even hear him sing because it was like a rock concert. They're like, "Oh my God, he's alive!" But yeah, and then I came back on Sunday.
Very cool. Again, you have no idea how jealous I am that you saw Nathan Lane.
Yeah,
That's great.
He's Nathan Lane.
It's Nathan Lane. I mean,
He did the thing.
Upset.
Yeah, so he was fantastic. He made me sad. He was very emotional. That I could talk a lot about.
Because you know from Timon, the producers, These more like upbeat. What was the one to do with Robin Williams? The movie.
The Birdcage.
The Birdcage. These more like comedy and high energy movies. But the man is just an amazing actor across the.
Oh,
Across.
go to YouTube and type in The Nance with
The
Nathan
Nance?
Lane.
Okay.
You're gonna cry at the end.
Well,
Holy shit!
We are glad to have you back, Seth. And that's somebody. That's a truck. Okay. So I heard something.
That does not make me feel better. That sounds like get your truck fixed, sir.
I was like, oh, we're gonna play during a hurricane. Let's go.
Welcome to D&D Extreme Weather. But so glad to have you back, Seth.
Listen, Katrina would have been a lot better if I had. It's like, oh, well, it's a hurricane, power's out, and I have my D&D friends. I'm gonna get through just fine.
So yeah,
We got candles.
But now that the other half of the Fleet Street Geeks are here, what can we expect from the Fleet Street Geeks this week?
So, the newest episode should be up now.
Just Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, but Superman Doomsday.
Yes. Okay.
I think it's up. I just need to make it public now. So that is up. The next couple weeks we will be streaming Mass Effect. We should be finishing. So I'm excited for that. To finally wrap that up. But after that I'll be going. We'll be taking. We were already going to be taking a hiatus because I got rehearsals and stuff, but we're probably going to kind of go on a longer hiatus for a while, just for a multitude of reasons. But that being said, I don't want to leave things unfinished, so I don't want to end this on episode 9, which is what Superman Doomsday is. So to have a perfect 10, we're gonna do like a huge episode of talking about. Do you want to say?
Drum roll, please. all together now.
The
Lord of the
Rings trilogy.
Yes.
We're just gonna we're if it ends up being the last thing we do for whatever reason, we're like, what do we want to talk about just for as long as we want? Yeah. And so it probably won't come for a while, only because we'll be wrapping up Mass Effect, and then I'm gonna be like a month and a half busy. But whenever it comes out, I'm excited because we're just gonna talk all things Lord of the Rings, of course, extended edition.
Yeah.
Is there any other game?
I was gonna say, is there a different edition than that?
Yeah. Top 10 moments that Legolas spoke to Frodo. Spoiler alert: it's only one. And you have my bow.
Yep.
That's it.
The friendship for the ages.
Even in the extended edition, that's it.
I love it. So, but yeah. But until then, next couple Tuesdays, hang out with us at Fleet Street Geeks YouTube for Mass Effect.
He speaks to Sam like one time.
I think he speaks to the only thing he ever says to like Merry and Pippin. The extended was lembas spread. One bite can keep a man full for 3 days.
How many did you eat?
4. But I think the only thing he says to Samwise Gamgee is actually about the lament to Gandalf.
Yeah, lament for Gandalf. Yeah. So
You're on
I
my
cannot.
foot,
I cannot say it, for the grief is still too near.
So
I
with
need to watch
that,
the movie a couple more times.
as always, look forward for the Fleet Street Geeks. Love you guys, all your content. Was laughing my butt off during the Peter Pan review. That was great. Especially because I love your Captain Hook impressions, and then Smee was also really good.
Lost in Peter Pan.
Which, by the way, folks, in case for those of you that don't know, the mother's name in Peter Pan is
Mary.
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 Because it's a throwaway line like, Mary, have you seen my cufflinks? And that whole thing. So,
Yeah.
so
Did not catch that for somehow.
Snip. All right. So with that, thank you guys very much. Also, we recorded the latest episode of my podcast, Playing with Advantage, today. That myself, Elder Fenris, and James Barber here at the Hive. There is some weird energy on that podcast. We talk about so it started off with we talked about immersion. Crap, I lost it. It was immersion.
Thrilling conversation. Don't forget.
Basically, we talked about various things like immersion, innovation, and
Constipation.
No, it was three eyes, and I did it because the funny thing is, I forgot what the third one was in the podcast, so we changed it to a different one.
And you forgot the different
I
one.
forgot the
too.
different one. But yeah, it was we discussed various ways to use to help immerse your players in the game, help keep their interest, that sort of thing. And I pulled a V for Vendetta for the podcast summary and went all words begin with letter I, or the majority of the letter I. It was really fun. So yeah, look forward to that. That should be up this Thursday, I believe. Playing with Advantage. This was one of my favorite episodes just because of the energy we had, and it almost happened during it, Jeff. I was laughing so hard and I leaned backwards and I felt myself start to go, so I sat forward real quick.
One of these days.
We'll get there.
One of these days.
So yeah. Now with that, I almost forgot because normally we want to do at the very beginning, and we want to say thank you to Reaper, the amazing folks at Reaper who have been a long time supporter. They have been my sponsor. They've sent some amazing stuff. They were part of a charity event. Great people at Reaper. REAPR.com. They have some amazing tools. They have this one thing, boot knives now. They're doing throwing knives, curved blades. Just amazing tools. As I always say, check out Reaper because the greatest adventurers need the best equipment. I said it. I did it.
That's
You
good.
got it.
Good night, everybody.
You got it all out in the
get a
rest of the
I did.
intro.
You get a free inspiration in my game.
I'll hold you to it.
I will hold you to it.
Also, I went and bought a special D6
Because
for
if you
tonight.
forget it, you lose it.
I bought a special D6. It's called the Dungeon Master's D6. Meg, you want to inspect that D6, please?
The fuck?
That's
Shenanigans.
very
Shenanigans.
What is this, Guys and Dolls?
I thought
Oh,
you
that's
were
solid.
Chinese.
There's no numbers on that dice. I memorized the
I was going
numbers.
to, but I was hesitant about it.
You headed it the right direction. I would have tried to eat it.
That is a literal plump in Guys and Dolls.
So yeah, Playing with Advantage on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I believe we're on all the major places where podcasts are. As for the Fleet Street Geeks or Anchor, you guys are on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, right?
Some episodes are on there.
Cool.
All of them are on YouTube.
All of them on YouTube. Also, we have the past games of this on YouTube. So also starting tonight, I'm going to do after this episode is going to be part 1 of the second chapter. So I'm going to start a new playlist on Southern GM YouTube, where this is going to be episode 1 of chapter 2. Because the kind of in between, and then we'll start getting that. Yeah. Also, I've not heard back from them. There is an individual through our Discord. I have a Discord, folks, and we're at over 200 people on there. Wow. So you guys are my hype people. That he is going to try to rip the audio from these and just do a podcast, which that'd be great for that. Also, I have merchandise through the HiveMacomb.com. I've got some journals. I've got some the natural one to-go cups. I've got some other stuff working. I've got some T-shirts coming down the line. A lot of stuff happening. And again, folks, the HiveMacomb.com, be it Yu-Gi-Oh! No, not Yu-Gi-Oh! Yet. Pokemon, MTG, D&D. They have amazing, just great nerd swag. They are the ones that host the Stigande Scars of Midgard campaign that comes on right before the natural ones. Runs from about 1 to 5 Central Standard Time. Great play, great game. Some weird things happened tonight. Werewolves and drakes attacked people. I did not realize there was an initiative of those two. But yeah. So.
Hear me out. We get beanies and no one wears the correct beanie.
Oh Lord. The Discord is going to be very lively. There's a lot of you can do play-by-post role playing in there. There's still a couple areas where it's just you have questions, you can post that kind of stuff. All that is moderated by my amazing moderators Valley Iron Hill and the great Mechanical Raven herself. Have I forgotten anything? Oh, also, if you are on TikTok, you don't like this angle. Unfortunately, TikTok cannot stream through the wide-angle lenses of an iPhone yet. I wish they would hurry to fix that. If you want to head over to my Twitch and YouTube, both of which are in my link tree, or just just search for the Southern GM. You'll be able to find me. Much better angle, and you can kind of see everything but better. Next week, I should have a battle cam set up. I've got some more like USB extender cables coming in, so I'm going to be able to do a few more camera angles. And eventually, we will have a very nice setup in here. So, with that, I believe I have talked about everything I can talk about. Anybody else have any announcements? Anything
Or still.
Oh, this weekend. I know this upcoming weekend. The Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh,
Okay. I was sitting here going on.
Unfortunately, we're not in Malaysia. We get the amazing D20 popcorn bucket. Malaysia gets a cup/dice tower with a black dragon wrapped around it. I didn't think
Not
make a
that
flight.
expensive to bring it in. I've been looking at it apparently.
Really?
It cost $82.
I'll get you later about that.
That's not bad for an overseas.
That's not. So, but yeah. And from what I've seen, what I've heard, this movie is supposed to be. This movie hits every mark. Like it hits everything. It has the feel of a D&D campaign. It's got comedy, seriousness. It's got callback, like to those like old fashioned D&D guys, the Red Wizards of Thay. He's a big chonker of a red dragon. I love him so much.
The dungeon master who takes things too seriously and literally.
It's just I cannot wait to go see this movie. Looks amazing. So with that, there is a lot to get to tonight because tonight some interesting things are bound to happen.
It's about to go down.
So with that, we will begin our round of introductions as we pull into our story. Starting because for some reason he's going to sit in every chair before this
He's
campaign
got to
ends. Nathaniel.
Yeah, go to Goldilocks.
I'm Michael. I'm playing Nathaniel Lisson, the human warlock rogue.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Seth. I'm playing Kieran Steadybrook, the halfling ranger fighter.
I'm Ben. I'm playing Ricard, the Jim Dragonborn Divine Soul Sorcerer.
Hi, I am Derek. I am playing Sandra Nalo, our drow cleric.
Hello, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Grim, the half-orc barbarian.
I'm Beck, and I'm playing
And yeah,
Finreal
that's
Neferin, the
Okay.
half-elf ranger.
That's where I've been
And I am Kenneth, aka the Southern GM, and I am the Game Master, Weaver of Fantasy, Teller of Tales, and just general, direction mover for this weekly 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons live play. So, when last we left our heroes, although I think, speaking of heroes, I believe Finnegan has just arrived.
Holy shit! Here he comes flying in his silver broom.
In our
Oh God!
drive through D&D, okay. So, last week's episode.
Pretty sure that's a thing already.
On the last week's episode, we had some very interesting things happen. Finnegan, Finrio, and who else went with you? Was it
Grim.
Grim?
I went over there.
Took a trip to Ilfala,
Grim.
specifically to Alor's Gate.
With a friend.
Ah, yes.
With a friend.
With the red panda.
Alphar.
With the red panda and Halfar.
Oh, and Halifar.
No.
Forget about the
The red
tiefling.
panda is the better
The
friend.
red panda was the MVP
Yes.
of the away team.
Just saying.
He carried us.
Oh, I saw. I saw that. Can Reginald make a check? Sure. Why not?
Not 20.
By the way, folks, for those watching, if you have any questions for us, we take a break around 8 o'clock. For just stretch your legs, bathroom break, that kind of stuff. If you have any questions, save till then. You can ask us on TikTok, on YouTube or Twitch, and we'll love to answer your questions. So, I'll go ahead and set off my TikTok real quick.
Do I need to split you guys up?
By the way, both of you get a point of inspiration.
Hey.
Folks,
Thank you.
a thing that I like to do that was kind of departed by me, I know Jeff does as well. You have a Discord for this group, and they have a fireside chat, which is kind of like, downtime roleplay stuff. These two individuals, and specifically, I'm sorry if I may call you out, Ben, because I'll be honest, when you first started, I had to throw a grappling hook into you and yank the roleplay out of you. My friend, over the time watching you just kind of flex your muscles, you will become an amazing role player, sir. I'm proud to have you as well as all of you amazing guys at my table. So round of applause.
Make me blush.
Me and Beck sitting over here eating popcorn, watching this thing go down.
I still love the don't
Next
slam
time
my
Next time
door.
on, next time on Fire Chat, I'm just gonna start calling Grim stupid. Hey, Grim.
It says back on it.
So, yeah.
I'm already down.
Some
Daddy,
wonderful
power
roleplay
gamer,
off
stop
screen.
fighting.
But yeah, so we had Finnegan, Hemlock, not Hemlock, Halifar. Finnegan, Halifar, Grim, Finreal, Reginald all went to
Oh,
Oath
my.
Galas, specifically to Alor's Gate, this ancient site of a wizard named Alor. His penultimate ritual, this experiment he made, that he stepped through the gate and disappeared, never be seen or heard from again, leaving only a strange magical staff as a clue to what had happened in his tower, known forever as Alor's Key, one of the remnants of legacy that are Mr. Finnegan. If you need next to me, you can slide down something like that. Mr. Finnegan now carries. While there, he saw a look into the past of Alor using this key to essentially open a dimensional portal between 2 points on a plane and step through. A sort of scientific way to teleport. Instead of using magic to pull, across the various distance, essentially a wormhole. Point A and point B were brought together for a moment, and you could step through. Who knows? It may become useful very, very soon. Because something else seems to be happening in the world is the ley lines of Phaetera are being redirected, being kind of pulled back. Instead of the energy in a normal circular pattern, the energy has been reversed, now leading out in various ways. It's seeming as though something is either building up or sort of absorbing it in. Causing the teleportation circles and a lot of the magic that is reliant on the ley lines itself to act up, to in some cases not work at all. While this was happening, I'm trying to remember, the three of you went to the brothel. You headed to
Silvery bars.
Silvery bar.
thank you, Silvery Bars.
I told you I was watching.
The Silvery Bars, a replacement of the Broken Jugs, where many moons ago, before we started streaming, the Natural Ones had went to. While you were there, you saw a lot of Fae races. You saw Herengon, you saw Fearbold, and as you were sitting enjoying this amazing beverage, you felt very intense Fae energy coming from deep beneath this place. Upon your not too thought out attempt to pop down there and see what it was.
I don't think anything through.
That's fair. You woke up to find yourself back in your chair with the coin you left gone and a simple note. Do you remember what the note said?
You're cute, but not that cute.
You're cute, but not
Signed
that
by
cute.
the lady.
Signed the lady.
Didn't get to that part yet.
So, and while that was happening, you were training with Yaurox, correct?
Both of us. Both of
you
us were kind of in our own way.
The young Black Dragonborn for a moment showing a propensity toward the barbarian class, as he appeared to go into at least some sort of a rage for a moment, and dealt a decent blow, meaning that you felt it. Is what I meant by that. Yeah. With that, all of you then returning back to returning back to school. A very in-depth conversation in which Halifar, seeming to notice or remember something, left rather hurriedly. As he told you that he had a meeting with the members, the emissaries of Kralat, this Draconian who represents the Drakon Union, and this Blue Dragonborn. There is a council meeting with the two of them. So
We kind of half discussed. These two ran out to go start basically a watch over the area where this meeting's going to be in the morning, and then he and I were going to rest, and then we were going to take over until everybody could converge after
And,
rest.
I told him about the
The
note.
note, I looked at it. We didn't have a, didn't smell familiar, didn't have a roll, so I guess it didn't look familiar. And I handed it back to him.
Okay. So, you're now deep into the evening, if not early night, of the day before the solstice, the winter solstice. Had you gone to the proving into the Grand Arena, this would have been the day where the Great Hunt takes place, and Mr. Grimm and others could have tested their prowess against various massive beasties and other things from across the world of Faerun.
Priorities.
I know what's there. Not going to do it.
So, Finriel and Grimm. The two of you are taking first watch within the council district. The large circular district in the center of Port Blaven, where not only sits the council hall, but the various buildings for like visitors of state, the emissarial quarters, those kind of things. What do you two want to do precisely? Or any specific area you want to go to? Tell me what you're doing. Okay, first of all, Grimm, roll me a perception check.
Yeah, perception. 46 for a total of 12.
12. As you're kind of walking through, there's an area in the distance, kind of off to the side there, where you see like repaired cobblestone. The repair is in like a couple of like there's one place here, and a couple other like cracks, almost as if some large individual slammed his fist on in a rage, as if coming out of some deep drug-induced coma, woke up very, very angrily and smashed the street underneath him. That now appears to be repaired.
Wonder who the fuck did that.
Somewhere, Sorman's finger just itches for no reason. Yeah, where would you like to set it at?
Is there probably a rooftop somewhere?
There are.
Where we can see.
So there is a large central part that the two main gates open into. That is about 3 football fields by 2 football fields. Then on the outer rim of this wall, there are dozens of buildings, little small alleyways. There's about three rows of them. You have maybe the eastern gate into this here. So there are dozens of various, they're basically townhouse style buildings connected in various ways that you can kind of like get up into. There are several that look to be empty. Some actually need repair. A few that have been boarded up. So you can easily like climb your way up to there and just various. What area do you want to focus on the most? You want to focus on the council hall? You want to focus on the Croatan emissary, the embassy? Where do you want to focus on?
The Croatan embassy, isn't that where we needed to go keep an eye on them, make sure they didn't leave early?
That's kind of what I was thinking, but that's up to your judgment.
Well, I was wanting to make sure I'm remembering from last
Right.
week.
Okay.
That way, if they start going anywhere early, we can see that and
Gotcha.
keep up.
Both of you roll me a stealth check.
With a pass without trace?
You can throw past stealth trace up.
Oh.
Thank goodness. 25?
33?
Okay. So like I said, these townhouse-like buildings are in 3 sort of rows. The first row has a relatively small garden area in it. It's about 50 feet by about like 20 feet. Enough that there's like a small gate and a stone wall that's just kind of repeated across these townhouses. This is one of the buildings where the Croatan embassy is. And as you're kind of standing up there, you notice that about every 15 or 20 minutes, one of those large hulking draconians with the large wings, the massive club tail, and these 2 serrated swords just kind of walks around. You see him glance, look before kind of turning and making another pass. It looks like these dreadnoughts, as they're called, are just on patrol. At about what would be the midnight mark, both of you roll me perception checks.
$18.
18.
That one.
Natural 1.
You doing okay, Backroom?
You're okay. I'm doing okay.
So,
Doing fine. Doing fine.
you both will notice that coming in from would be the northern gates, it's a Port Blaven it's one of the carriages of cart of the city watch. Looks like loaded down with several large crates and boxes. Grim, you really don't make nothing about this. You notice, Fenriel, because you also read and speak Draconic, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That these say things like, sweet cakes. These are supposed to be basic supplies: sweet cakes, tea, coffee, that kind of thing. There are several guards. Actually, there are no dragonborns. There are several guards kind of guarding this one, riding it, that they lead up to that embassy. And as well as one of those dreadnoughts kind of steps out, like you can feel the tension. Then you see the blue dragonborn come run out. What was your total perception?
18.
18. You barely pick up what they're saying as the guard goes, we've received supplies that you had requested. They arrived a few minutes ago. The mages have, for security reasons, checked them. There are no active magical auras coming from any of them. Where would you like these items? Once he turns emotions, if you'll, my friend here, the massive dreadnought, just kind of, he will gladly take them. If it turns in Draconic, he says, if you'll kindly take the items, bring them inside the larder, and I will have one of the servants later come and distribute them. He says, thank you. Just you kind of nod and walks over. And there's 8 or 9 boxes here. They're probably a good, 3 feet cube. Just reaches on, just kind of grabs almost half of them and just arm loads, turns and goes to walk back up. You see the other dreadnought comes out, grabs the rest of them. And just the two of them pulling what might would have taken several men a few minutes to bring these crates inside. These things are just mountains of muscle. You see as the blue dragon kind of nods back. Seems like go to proffer some coin. The guards, there's 5 of them just kind of shake their head as he just kind of needs to start bowing. Toddles back inside. You see the 5 guards, the 4 and the one driver, the 5 guards kind of look around each other. You hear a slight conversation of, I don't trust those fucking things. More than I care to look at them. Similar things as the guards kind of turn with the carriage and being moved out of the way. Meanwhile, I assume the rest of you just getting because there's a few hours before you can take a rest and catch everything up. Anything you want to do? Because I assume the fireside chat happens during this evening. Anything that you want to do before you wake up, a long rest, that sort of thing.
Are there any trading houses or places to where is Haggerty's a tavern in relation to the council hall or the embassy?
Okay, so
is it closer than the school?
A little bit, yes. So Haggerty is in what's called the Candlelight District. This is where your taverns, your shows, that sort of area. The council district is right above it. School is actually because technically you'd be facing this way. So Haggerty's is here. Council district is here. School is up at this point. So that's the more the higher society, high class, elite area of Port Blaven's up in here. We have it's called the Cloud District. You have the Sword District, which is where the city's the city watch is housed, regimental barracks, that kind of thing. Candlelight District, Council District, the Coin District, which is the shopping areas. This long strip here beside the docks. Then you have what is the Divine District. Perdition's Way runs between Coin and Divine, and then the Boneyard or the Bone District.
I just want to find a place to near there to have shelter over my head to rest in case something happens.
Okay, so you're going to be crashing at Haggerty's.
Sure.
No problem. Do you want to? Would you like to rest in the newly renovated stable out back of Haggerty's?
That's fine.
All right, roll me a perception check.
Don't burn it this time.
I think last time you said I had advantage because of rain.
Yes.
On a poor innocent tiefling.
Uh,
Never soul.
17.
17. So Haggerty's the Grey Oak Tavern. You have the large open tavern area, and then there's 2 levels of rooms. There's like a large attic area where like seasonal furnishings and that kind of stuff is kept. That's where you're kind of up in there. Like you see a lot of the more summer kind of like tables and chairs, and the drapery is up here. It does have like large kind of shuttered bay windows you can open and look out. As you do, you see in the distance the Wyvern's Rest moored from the large docking towers. It looks to be like some action happening. There's some like looks to be like carrying things up and moving. You don't remember like Sam mentioning anything specific, but it looks like they're about to either offload or take on a load to break dock and go somewhere.
What time of day it is?
Like you're at this point, you become approaching into the latter part of early part of the night, so like 10, 11 o'clock. They won't leave till in the morning. They're just getting things kind of set and ready. All they have to do is, release the ship and they can leave.
I'll go flat there. Sure, that's fine.
Okay. At some point, as all this is happening, what's your guys' passive perceptions?
17.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
No.
At some point, you feel a shadow pass over. You look up and see a familiar green glint just soar across the. Followed by a much smaller one.
When you wish upon a dragonborn.
That's not fairy dust, I'll tell you that.
He flew.
Even at your speed, it takes about an hour to get there. You can see that. I forgot her name also. The half orc.
Ella.
Ella, thank you. Captain Eleanor. You see her kind of standing there, looking very, very tired, a large, like hooded lantern, and she goes, "All right, finish offloading, and you have to get that food supply, those supplies headed back up into Iron Haven. Hopefully, we'll leave it first light. Though I just spoke with the harbor master. Apparently, there's a political issue. We'll just get it. Oh." He's kind of hovering there. Like, do you like land on the ship?
Yeah, I'll land. Oh.
As you land, she goes, "No, most people ask permission to board a vessel before stepping on."
I'm not those people.
That's fair, Clara. So what? You kind of.
Excuse me, what can I do for you?
Just wanted to see you before you taking off.
Oh yes, we have a contract actually to run food up to Quathir out of Iron Haven. Decent bit of gold.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember recently here in the past few weeks that they had some issues that were stopping them from getting food and supplies. So
We were there. I remember.
fly the Wyvern's Rest up to Iron Haven, offload there, and come back. Should be a couple of days, so nothing too long that you'd have to worry about me being gone for. I'd always be close enough to keep an eye on you, Rikara.
Why would you need to keep an eye on me?
So how's Sam doing?
She's good. She's fine.
Heard you took her to the circus.
Yeah. It was an interesting day.
Eldritch Abomination is what she told me.
She handled it like a champ. Like I knew she could.
That's the thing about that. No, you do not know the innovation that she can come up with. I mean, hell, there's several things on this ship that she's come up with for various things.
That's kind of why I like her.
Roll me a charisma check.
Charisma saving throw.
Inspiration. That's better. Plus math. 21?
You see her eyebrow kind of raised. There's sort of a. Well, so as long as you're here, Rikari, you're going to like several of the. There's a few other boxes left. Why don't you give my boys, my crew, a hand and offload some of that cargo for us and bring on the supplies.
Sure. And the Weirstone thing that happened the other day, does that concern you any?
Weird. Oh, you mean the I'll be honest, I don't understand half what I probably should about those things. It may have been the weird. I don't know.
It's like me when it comes to the mechanics of my truck.
I can make a run. I don't know how I do it.
I'm hoping just a little hiccup, nothing hopefully it'll hold out. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know enough about them to worry or not to worry.
It was weird, so strange. And I'll go to the crates.
As you start helping, most of this is just like you can tell that recently she had journeyed from Eastvale, the one of the, it's not because Perth is the furthest. Eastvale is the one that sits between Perth and Scarabray, the realms. Eastvale is technically the largest realm. The capital city there is called Lasgard. You can see by the mark on these crates, that's where she'd come from. It looks to be a lot of things like potatoes, onions, more of the hardier crops seem to be grown in Eastvale. Eastvale is also where the majority of like gnomes and halflings live.
I stand by my life.
Did you say?
They're Irish. Potatoes, onions.
I resent that remark.
Says the halfling with the Irish robe.
I'll end my turn.
You end your turn. Okay. So,
I yield the rest of my time.
the remaining three. Is there anything you guys want to do before you take your long rest?
I was going to say, we take half the long rest that everybody else does, so we're just kind of preparing to take care of
What I
this.
was actually going to ask is if you wanted to go check out some of the old coterie spots, see if we can get a place closer there to where we need to be. That way we can just get it fortified so they can take a rest there while we are taking watch. That way
That's
we're close
fine.
enough if they need help and they're close enough if we need help.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah. You can go see what all places are stashed away.
And not only that, but I know you actually would need to be shown around these places. I don't think you've actually been to many of them.
None of them, actually.
Roll me a luck roll.
Ain't got no luck at all.
That one.
That one. Ain't got no luck at all.
Oh,
Great
Yeah.
start to the day.
And I ain't got no inspiration. There's nothing else to re-roll.
In the papers and
know the
documents and
feeling.
such that either found or been sent dealing with the coterie and things like that. Strangely enough, there is no list of any sort of safe houses or aside of what you already know listed for Port Blaven. Apparently, the information was hidden pretty well. Montel, roll me a history check to end all history checks.
12?
That won't screw even us.
Also, aside from the few that you know of.
Yeah, well, those are the places I'm talking
Okay.
about. Most of the places I know are smuggling points.
Yes.
And that's the places
They would be like drop off areas. That's not where like someone would set up that kind of places.
There is one place I know of, and it would be the same place that the homeless people had set up.
Stay with
That
the
we had
homeless.
previously
Kind
established.
of at the
that.
end of Perdition's Way, right where it kind of wraps around into going out to either the dock, the Divine, the Coin District.
Yeah.
Not a tree in it, dungeon.
Okay, so as you head there, I'm gonna say you get there with no issue. The homeless population of Port Blaven, much like any place in the fantasy world, they are the unseen. They aren't like in squat and squalor. Even in Port Blaven, even like the poorer points of the city, there is still like you see. There's always like clerics there for like various outreaches and missions. There's always food. It's
Yeah, this is fantasy.
yeah, it's a fantasy. No.
Not saying it's fantasy, they're taking care of the whole
Yeah, fantasy.
most unrealistic thing that's happened in the whole campaign.
The biggest
Right.
thing I do tell Sondren is to wear things to hide his armor. Basically, we're going incognito.
So, as the two of you are moving through Perdition's Way into this area, you pick each you're each given just kind of you fall in with the rabble. Each you pick up a bowl of stew and a piece of bread. while not like the best tasting thing, it is still good and hearty. Maybe needs a little salt. What are your passive perceptions, Mr. Godly One?
28.
28.
22.
22. Folks, by the way, in D&D, 30 is considered like divinely impossible. It's not me. It's not. To be fair, my character already had a 25 passive anyway.
Yeah.
So the two of you, as you're kind of sitting there, enjoying you hear. I tell you, man, it was creepy as hell.
You hear a fly
that day.
fart in the wind.
I didn't know lizards could walk like that. You're just on it again, you go, but ain't no lizards walking around Port Blaven. The only lizards around here are the dragonborns that they're right nice. Oh my, this was a lizard. It didn't have scales, it had like rough skin and it didn't speak properly. It just hissed at me. Look, you're the one visiting the dark side at night anyway. You know there's always stuff going on down there. Oh no. Oh yeah. Come on, let's see if we get a dice game going, like kind of two of them standing.
Did we hear him say at the docks?
Yes. Can we tell which one is the one that was down by the docks?
Yes, you can. That's a hang on.
That's Elbert.
The duck.
Follow these men. They seem like fine checks.
It's actually a dwarven individual. He was one kind of stands and he's got like this he's like just bald straight up top. He's got the kind of like thin, wispy white hair on the edges. Still the normal kind of big, full beard. It's kind of trim on the sides, focusing more down to a point. Wearing the normal like kind of tattered clothing of someone who's kind of fallen on hard times. As he staggers through very much, kind of an aura of inebriation around him. He's kind of staggering off with his friend.
I'll finish my bowl and join your dice game.
Same.
Okay. The two of you kind of stagger up. The dwarf looks up at you and goes, "What?"
We heard you were doing dice.
I'm always going for a game.
Do you have coin?
Pull out a few.
Pull out
copper
a
pieces.
platinum.
Yeah, same. Copper pieces.
Yeah, you always make sure you have a few copper just to show.
All right. Sevens is the game. You know how to play?
I can learn on the
But
fly.
I think I can learn.
All right. It's essentially the game where you start with 2 dice. You bid, try and get 7 or 11. You can double down to get one more dice to roll. But yeah. Watch it is a human and is this human companion. The two of them kind of goes, all right. Let's go as he drops a silver piece. Let's go with your silver piece. We'll start small, lads. I get 2 different pairs of dice here so I can keep them straight.
One loaded and
That's-
one.
That's fine.
You say that, but really.
DM dice.
This is Guys and Dolls.
All right. So, dwarf will roll.
Now we'll hear from Brother Nicely Johnson.
All right. Make your rolls.
Two dice, right?
2 dice. Yep.
That's it. A dream.
What you got?
7.
7.
7.
Practically
Both roll 7.
I got a 5 and a 2.
So the human rolled an 11. So the dwarf is out. That means the 3 of you roll. Okay.
9, I'm out.
11.
Okay. The human is going to throw another silver piece in to get a 3rd dice. You want to double down to get to try?
Nah.
All right. So but that means he keeps
We
the
are
5
now
you
the
roll.
studio
And
audience.
I'll.
So he's trying to roll
Yeah.
either a.
I'm going to keep him focused while he gets some info.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I'm
he
just
makes
gonna
his
lean
roll.
back with the door.
He also he rolled a 6, so it's going to be an 11. 2 of you go back and forth. The dwarf just kind of.
Heard you say something about giant lizards?
Yeah.
You think we gotta worry about now?
I was walking on the docks, mate. It's big, purple looking. Well, first it just.
Barney.
Shut up! I saw this guy with his weird cloak on. So walked up, see maybe if he could spare a couple or two, and he responded with this.
Nothing but 7 and 11.
I'm sitting here. I did one buy-in to get an extra, got 11. I'm sitting here just rolling 7s and 11s. It's great.
I start asking. And he hissed at me first, so I kind of reached up to grab him and tell him what for, and the hood fell back, and he had this ugly mug, like it had no hair, these like piercing dark red eyes. He had a smushed nose and fangs, I tell you, mate. And the bloody thing is, when he hissed at me and turned and walked away, he had a fucking tail.
Strangest things coming from the ocean, maybe?
I hope not. It's water's scary enough as it is. I'm a son of stone. I like being either on solid ground or under it. That's the best places. But if that fucking thing was in the water, you can keep me off of it, lad.
Then again, there are too many things in the water as it is. Things getting driven up.
All I know is that thing was up to no good. I took off when I saw us.
Wait, you said a tail?
Yeah, a long tail.
Wasn't there something? Can I roll deception for what I'm about to be trying to sprinkle in a few little lies?
Roll me a d10, Derek.
Damn.
You just rolled a lot of.
I was literally 7s and 11s.
Yeah.
2.
By this point, you've gotten 2 gold worth of silver off this guy.
It's a deception of a 5 for.
Like a proper cleric, stealing from the poor. Stealing from the poor.
I heard there was some sort of tailed dragonborn with the emissaries that came in recently.
Oh, right, yeah, there was a big hubbub at the academy over there. Yeah, I
wasn't paying attention to it before. But
I was just there the other day. I was staking the play. I was standing by the door, observing the birds, and I saw them come out of one of those buildings.
I mean, we're always just making sure the foundation is solid, right?
Very, very true. Solid foundation, mate. You
As I say solid foundation, I do just the sign for friendly. I may have an idea. Let's see if he's willing to work with me.
As you speak, you see him reciprocate with the sign friend.
Solid foundation, solid stone.
Very
Much like
solid.
where we like to be.
Oh yes, very, very solid stone. Roll me. Why don't you roll me a? Oh God, this is. Roll me a sleight of hand check, but add proficiency if you're not proficient in it.
Okay, good, because I'm actually not. That's the one thing I'm not proficient in. 11.
Okay, so 11. That's fine. Did you ever take a subclass in Rogue by any chance yet?
Yes.
Okay. So.
They're all rogues.
All right. You pick up what's happening as the two of them begin to have a conversation about stonework. But you notice the very slight changes in the timbre of their voice, the pitch, the alteration, the pacing of the words as they are speaking in Thieves' Cant. So what are you going to ask him?
I'm wanting to ask him if he knows about any tunnels underneath the city.
He responds in such a way that lets you know that aside from the occasional smuggling tunnel, which you already know of, anything like that would probably go through the undercrypt, that large underground sewer area of the city.
I had a weird thought. I'm gonna let y'all finish y'all's thing before I bring my thought up.
Okay.
I've been there before. Possibly a way to get in, into the foundations from there.
He cautions you on that mainly because if you go kind of punting around, there are several dozens standing columns in the undersewer that is meant to support the various parts of the city.
Mhm.
You start plundering them in there, hit the wrong thing, and mess around, you could actually start caving in parts of Port Blaven. Because the thing is, the city was built on a raised foundation, so that the ocean water would naturally like pull in during high tide and pull the refuse out into sea. Very, very much a like design of Venice in a way like that, where the natural flow of the water itself, the ocean itself, is used to help the city.
Would I instead go into asking if he would maybe know the directions of that under crypt area, and if there would be a way in there.
I tell you, there are tons of many ways to get into the sewers. They're
Well,
outside
no.
ramps
It's
and-
if there's a way to, from the sewers into that into the building he was checking the foundations of.
You know, he kind of gives you a weird look, and he responds with, "I was looking to pickpocket people. I am not about to sneak into the Magic Academy of Port Blaven. I will get every hair I have set on fire."
I tell him I have permission. I have permission to be snooping.
There's a different. You would know there's a difference between snooping and outright stealing.
Yeah, I'm not asking for this information to steal. I'm asking this information to snoop.
No, let's do it. You can snoop all you want, but there are magical wards that have been set to stop certain things from occurring. As long as you're looking with your eyes, you're fine. But the moment your hand goes to touch something it's not supposed to, bad juju.
Magic goes, no.
The worst.
Yes, but when I know ever stop me. Okay.
What about the D10?
Three.
You now pulled a total of 5 gold off this guy.
How would you like to earn money just to keep watch?
What a persuasion check.
Advantage because.
Sure.
Okay. 26.
So you kind of look at you, kind of look over at Sorndrin.
I pull out one of my platinum pieces using Pressy to make it look copper, and just let the magic flash off and then back on.
See his eye kind of raised for a moment.
Up front.
What kind of watching will I be doing?
In and out. Letting me know where people are going, when they're going. The work of a beggar, basically.
Oh, yes, I could do that.
Could you stop tonight?
Sure.
Okay. Whenever we leave, follow us.
See him tell for his hand.
I slide the platinum piece looking like copper into his hand.
Takes it.
Whenever you put it away.
And sets it away into his pocket.
Mm-hmm. It'll look like a copper piece for an hour. Okay.
About the time the elf goes, "I ain't highest worse of luck. Your dice loaded."
I mean, you're the one.
I'm just gonna hand them to him.
He takes it,
'Cause-
rolls it, rolls an 8, so then
I mean, you're the one who provided us the dice to start with.
A hot streak's a hot streak. You don't mess with a hot streak.
This guy like mumbles it, he just kind of staggers off.
Anyway, I'll sit in a corner and just pull my hat down to cover my eyes, just listening.
Okay. Sorry, what are you doing?
So from the context of the conversation I was hearing, this is not someone who went underground that was
No,
trying to
no,
coterie
no,
around here. That was the thought process I wanted to make sure of.
You get a sense this guy's just maybe a traveling Bedouin,
Mhm.
kind of
A vagabond.
a vagabond, to use an outdated term, a gentleman of the railroad, so to speak. Traveling from various points, picking up gold where he can. Maybe not the most. What's your wisdom, Soren?
No, it's not a 20, but it's 17.
What's your wisdom, Montel?
14.
Soren, roll me an insight.
I'm not a wise man.
22.
You're pretty sure you're never going to see this dwarf again. As he rolled a natural 20 to resist the persuasion attempt.
Fair enough. I'm going to find a spot kind of off by myself to do the same thing as Nathaniel, but I'm going to make sure there's a pouch that's just the guy's money sitting very loosely next to me. So if he wants to try and come get it, he can come get it back. I'm not taking money from poor people.
All right, fair enough. So,
I'm sure you're a member of the clergy.
all right. So with that, one takes their long rest. 4 hours pass with no issue. The sun now beginning to rise in the eastern sky. The light pinks and red of dawn starting to fade into the bright blue. Sorndrin and Nathaniel, I want each of you to roll me a perception check.
27.
25.
Okay. And now roll me an Arcana check.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
14.
14. It was about to be a 4.
Same, right?
All right. We'll get to that momentarily.
We know the same thing.
All right, thank you.
We are both terrified because I'm pretty sure I know what's about to happen.
Okay.
Same. I'm worried about it.
Grim and Finrio. Roll me the perception check, please.
Must be nice to have inspiration.
17.
Do something good.
10!
I was one of his brain cells last week. That's why I have one.
Finrio. A few hours before dawn, right as you hear like the sound of 5 bells echoing across the docks, the early morning birds starting to call, the seagulls rising starting to call. For a moment, you swore you heard a very unusual sound. Sound of like metal turning metal, like a gear or a screw. Very, very slight. Can't really place it on where it came from. Something unnatural, an unnatural noise stood out to you.
With a 44, I disappear from everything.
You're staring at Finn and he just.
The fuck you go?
In Rio, you disappear on a 44.
I rolled a 14.
Are you even engaged, Grim?
Is
I forgot
Fenriel
to
in the
add
room with
10
us now, Grim?
earlier.
Oh yeah! Oh god! Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
My roll earlier should have been a 43.
Okay.
I rolled
Yeah,
14 again.
which basically
On a nat 20.
Gets
I can
to-
get 50.
Do you know where you're at?
I would say on a natural 20, you could like disappear from somebody just staring straight at you.
You pull a Paper Mario, you just turn sideways and die.
I assume Finner would have left Grim a message. BRB, don't be concerned.
Finn's just
in
under
the
a
snow
pile
of the
snow.
roof. BRB.
So you are fully like, I mean,
He's left me.
not 20 or nothing. So yeah, like you are fully confident you could not be seen right now.
Any frontiers?
Like, even on that one, if you want, I'll let you like as Grim starts getting word, you like poke your hand up out of the snow with a thumbs up, and then
They're
popping out of the snow like daisies. Oh shit!
Something touched my foot.
You heard something.
Yep.
What kind of something?
I don't know. There's something opening somewhere.
Just be careful, because I can't even fucking find you.
That's
Are you my conscience?
Yes, we haven't spoken in a while.
you see as the sun begins to rise in earnest, several carriages begin to appear coming into the various gates. These are the carriages bearing the symbols of the various council members of Port Latham. As they kind of each begin to stand and kind of talk to each other, you see a messenger come running quickly, like wearing like the official garb as he kind of talks to them. They give very odd looks. For a moment, there's like a small conversation, just a distance over it. It's hard to make one. There's a small conversation before they all assemble back inside their carriages. Actually, before they all sort of begin to move with this young man out of the council district, heading out of the southern gate. So they're leaving from the southern gate. You still see that young man come running back up to the door of the emissary. There's you see one of the Draconians kind of open it, and almost like trying just to mimic what common sounds like, you hear him go, "Yes." I regret to inform the ambassadors that the meeting will have to be postponed for a few hours. Important matters of state that have just arrived, sir. Yes. Could I speak to Ambassador Thraxis? Here. He slams the door and walks back from him moving. From on the side, the door opens and the Dragonborn Ambassador Thraxis says, "Oh, yes. There is a... we regret to inform you, sir, that the meeting has been postponed for a few hours. If you would kindly meet today, it's left in the noon of the day instead of the morning, sir. An important matter of state that the councillors must see to has just arrived. We thank you for your patience, sir, and we're very sorry for this abrupt hospitality." "Oh, think nothing of it. Very well. I will alert the Draconians. Thank you." The door shuts as both of you roll me perception checks.
Come on, Grim. Big money, no win.
Come on, Grim.
Yay! I finally did a thing.
He's been stuck at less than
I got
single digits,
24.
basically.
24.
Cool, I got 9.
They
Thank
flipped.
God.
I've got
All right.
swapping places.
Thank goodness.
Grim, you recognize and know this young person, this young male human. He's one of Halifar's apprentices. As he just kind of bows and turns and heading up to her.
Hey, friend.
Uh-huh.
That was Halifax, man. I think we're in the clear.
Can you contact the others and let them know? And I'll be right back. And I'm going to try
Avengers.
to
Hello.
if they're like they're by a window or anything to see if I can to see if he is going to be alerting the others.
Oh, so you're going to the meeting with Halifar.
Yeah, well, the ambassador telling the other ambassadors.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Roll me a stealth check.
Roll you a stealth check.
Yes.
Does it require moving silently?
It does.
Oh, I have boots for that.
I'm just imagining Finn tunnel
49?
through the snow.
He is just Bugs Bunny tunneling through the snow.
I'm going to make that left toilet out quick.
So, the scene in the film of the Rings, where Gandalf like reaches in and pulls Gimli through the window. Essentially, Finreal, you crawl to the edge of the eaves, like latch your legs onto because you're wearing. Actually, that's perfect. So you're probably wearing like his riding uniform, correct? So that rough inside of the legs is meant to hold on to the body of the creature he's flying. You use that to latch onto the gutter of the eave and just kind of lean over, almost like at a 45-degree angle, as the ambassador, as Thraxus steps in, you hear him go, Lord Therizek, there is a small, there is a small delay with the meeting. Instead of meeting this morning, it'll be in the afternoon. You see Therizek. Roll a perception check.
Nah.
Nah, G.
Therizek with his back to you, he makes some movements like he's looking at something, and then you hear in that sort of older draconic, that will still be fine. I look forward to appearing before the counselors of this fine city. If you will excuse me, Lord Thraxus, I must prepare myself. This extension will give me time to ensure that I do not misspeak when I appear before them. Yes, Lord Therizek. If you need anything, I will be down in the dining hall. Please send up one of my servants. Which ones? Please, one of the purple ones. Please. Yes, sir. Kind of goes on. There's a moment that you see the purple. By the way, so timeline wise, this is occurring because this would be about 4 hours. This is occurring right as you guys are having your dice game going on. As the other purple one, as the purple, I don't want to give away their names yet because that's going to give everything away. As the purple draconian steps up, you hear this one has the green tint to his skin. As he goes, is he in place? Yes, Lord Therizek. He left this morning for the docks. Good. Make sure he is in position at their shipyards. We want to impede as much travel as possible. What is the status of that airship? I believe it will be leaving. It is set to depart somewhere in the noontime. See again from roll me another perception check. He's now kind of turned facing a different direction.
It's not a 1 this time. So, 9. Much less than.
Again, you still he's
not a 1.
You see him. He pulls like something out of his pocket. His body is hiding. You can see what it is. See if you can delay them for a few hours. It would be most profitable if they did. Yes, Lord Therizek. He puts away the turns and puts a hand on this one shoulder. This one's a little bit taller than he is. He goes, do not worry, brother. Soon it will all be worth it. And this world will be bathed in her fire. And she will fly free since the time primordial. You hear him just kind of slowly bow. For the mother. For the mother, which in Draconic is Nirtamat. The two of them just kind of bow, the purple one leaving. What's your stealth? What was your stealth roll?
My stealth roll
49.
was 9.
Yeah, try.
Natural one.
The guy.
He missed that first step down.
No, because the thing is, the other one, the greener sealed one, he turned toward the window where you were like leaning over. Just not even like I guess like you're literally like just hanging onto a gargoyle right there. He just kind of walks up, and you see him kind of like staring out over the city, this area. And for a moment, he has there's a vibe to him. It's almost like the best way to describe it is it's the look of someone who knows what is coming and is happy to see what is about to happen. Kind of
Anticipation.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Bad guy anticipatory.
yes, bad guy anticipatory. So,
We are getting on the ring and pinging. Is anyone nearby? Because there's shit happening.
Define nearby.
Within range of ring.
Be about this time where
Within
you
range
three
of
would normally be coming out of a long rest. Is that to all channels, including Hemlock?
Yeah.
Okay. Hemlock responds with, I'm a little busy right now. Lord Halifar has called a meeting of the counselors of Archmage Deatras and myself at his at the Grey Oak. Apparently, there's something he wishes to discuss with us. Which you're currently at the ship, so you were not there at this point. So,
what time is it?
That was about to get back to you. So it takes a couple of hours. Like by the time you get everything loaded up, it's pushing into right before dawn. Actually, I'm sorry. You went there at the start, so it'll be pushing closer to midnight now by the time you finish.
Okay.
So you can both get some rest.
Actually, roll me a perception check.
I'll burn one of the inspiration. No, not inspiration, but men magics had like some left. It was like 8, I think. Is that cocked?
That's a lead.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't know.
It's
That's
literally
worse.
sitting up.
Nothing. 11.
So nothing stands out to you as you finish loading up the ship. After you finish loading, where do you want to fly? Are you going to fly back?
If Captain Ella will allow me, I will stay on the ship for the night.
Okay.
Sleep under the stars on the deck or something.
Even though you know there are some like hammocks and like bunk-like style beds, strange enough, you're told that they're all taken, and she gives you a thin blanket and a small bag of straw for a pillow. Just kind of grins at you as she goes, "Sleep outside, tough guy."
Thanks.
You do know where there is actual bedding probably still.
Yeah.
Bedding is stashed on that ship outside.
Do you want to try to swing into the mouth
mouth?
of the wyvern?
No.
Yeah, because the mouth of the wyvern still has.
I'll do whatever
place
the
where I
captain
sleep.
says.
Okay, so
I'm not disobeying the captain.
You take your long rest for the evening.
Yes.
Okay,
On the ship.
on the ship. So, with that, the timelines reconvene. Just as dawn has fully happened, the sun now rising in the eastern sky. Sondrin, during the night, he did. It was a fair attempt as he came, like snuck up, and you see him looking to make sure you're asleep as he takes the coin purse. Do you stop him?
It was his money to start with. Letting him take it back.
Takes it, and you see as he looks, just moves off into the alley.
I'm watching that dwarf,
Encouraging
by the way.
Roll a perception check.
27?
The dwarf walked into one of the mission buildings. You probably like to sleep there. He's just been sleeping there all night. So, as you all wake up or finish your watches, that sort of thing, you hear Finriel's voice call across the rings. The response of Hemlock. What would you like to do?
What kind of problem?
Yeah, what he said.
I will fill them in on what I overheard. There's someone in position at the dock. There's something going down with the ship. All of it.
Ship.
You want ducks?
I'm on the ship.
We
I'll
are
talk to
we
Ella.
are beggar manning our way down to the docks.
Meanwhile,
I'm gonna go collect my dwarf.
back at school, the two halflings are staring at each other across the breakfast table.
Who made breakfast?
This is in the morning.
This is the morning, yeah.
The rain comes on, and I'm just my hair's what? Who's
There's enough there to make breakfast. Finnegan, what are you doing in the morning?
Eating a bowl of cornflakes.
Angrily eating a bowl of
And
cornflakes.
because there's no Stephen Kellogg in my world, they taste good.
But
Again, is there any cinnamon toast crunch? Copyrighted.
They don't take like unnecessary surgery.
So, two of you eating your breakfast
cinnamon crunch.
as you begin to hear the conversation across the rings happening.
I saw that.
What? Where are we getting?
But you hear the conversation about the rings. The
What Finn say?
You said is someone close, right?
Well,
Someone is supposedly in position to cause some kind of bad stuff at the docks.
and we've already said we got the ducks.
And
We on our way.
something is going to happen with the airship.
I'm on the airship.
Did you let the people know that you're on the airship?
I'm in the process of.
Making sure.
It's all happening in real time.
It's
And
6
that the
seconds.
meeting had been postponed. So something's going down. Haliford has alerted the Draconians.
So are we needed at the airship or the docks?
Airship.
Or the other place.
I'm hearing a lot of voices in my head. It's
Nathaniel just throws out for the airship.
If one or two of you could come up to the airship, that'd be all right.
I suppose.
If it wouldn't bother you.
all right. Is there some fucking business? If you could all handle your bullshit outside of the range of the rings, that'd be fantastic.
This is part of your bullshit too.
I just
confrontation. We're going to the docks.
okay.
I cartoon open my mouth, dump the rest of the food in there,
Isn't the airship port at
spin
the dock?
around in a circle.
Okay.
I got
Yeah,
my
well,
foot.
it's a difference.
Oh, there's
of-
a separation.
different elevation.
High
Alright,
and
so I
So
guess
you have
we'll-
the main dock itself, and there are like these large, it's like a large tower structure.
Yeah.
This one has like 2 slots, like the smaller
Yeah.
mid-sized ships.
Yeah.
Which I forgot to bring my airship tonight.
You
We-
go
we
to the
shouldn't
airship
need
and
it.
I go to the dock.
We shouldn't need it. That's good.
Which the best part is, if necessary, I can go from docks to airship in a matter of seconds.
It doesn't matter to me. What's the
Sure.
Alright, I guess. Who's going to the.
That's
You
what I
two
just
were,
asked.
you two
We're
were going.
going
What
down.
the fuck?
We're going to the lower docks.
Okay.
I think they said lower docks as well.
Dogs.
So if the 3 of y'all or 2 of y'all, because he's already hanging
Investment. Sorry. The word I forgot earlier was investment.
That's
Investment. I'm like,
It took an hour. It took an
The
hour.
podcast are about immersion, investment, and interest.
You know what though?
Been there.
One
Near
hour
twice
later.
again.
what? All right.
We just hear that over the ring and we don't know who's
That's
next.
what
I'm sorry, sir. This is a private line. All right.
This is emergency line only, sir. Please hang up.
We're here. We've been trying to
You
contact
know
you
what?
about your
Remind me
your
of
character's
emergency.
extended
Point of
warranty.
inspiration to everybody.
Thank you.
Goodness gracious.
I'm gonna need that for perception checks later.
All right. So
The way-
I'm
the
gonna
way
need
my-
that to not die.
Because I compartmentalize everything, like I can still have processes running in the background, and I'll finally click. Aha!
I think
Yeah, you know, there's 37 tabs.
4 of them
open.
are
You
going
still
to
don't
the
know where
dark.
the music's coming from.
we'll go to the skyship.
All right. Let's head out there.
Alright. I'll go.
Are
You're
you gonna-
Reginald?
Are you going to teleport us or?
No.
Fine. Let's go.
Okay.
You gotta get your wings.
That's the only way I'm getting there.
I was gonna say
There are horses in the stable.
there's a Reginald.
Right on Reginald.
Oh, it was my idea that an airship was in the fucking sky.
It's docked.
Yeah,
My
but you
God.
don't-
So wait, so we're going to the dock.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a separation of this.
It's a different
Ships.
level of the
Where,
dock.
where are we going? The docks or the airship? Oh, we'll go to the docks. We'll go to the airship. Okay, where's the
Hopefully
airship?
we
It's
don't
at the
go
dock.
to the airship and then end up on the docks.
Yeah, no, that would be a bad thing.
That would be a
Since you're right with it.
Nathaniel.
All right, Donnie,
thing.
let's.
Yeah, I did.
Aw. I didn't hear.
Can we take his
So
inspiration
let's go.
away?
I said, let's go, Donnie. Oh.
You get a perch. You
As
get
I-
that
as
perch
I
that
carry
replaces
that crap.
dog meat every time he dies.
Is it really? Did I miss something?
Donnie went with Tina to help.
No, he's
Oh,
not. Why am I gonna sound like
I wasn't here for that
Yeah,
session.
we had a whole Donnybrook and me moment.
Okay. All right.
You thought
So, yeah.
Donnybrook was dead for a second.
Yeah, I did. I was like,
I forgot you weren't
Yeah, you
here for
missed-
that.
What do you
It's
think
like
was
the
in the
whole-
sausage you ate
It
this
was
morning?
like the last 15 minutes of Homeward Bound.
dude, come on. That would be
All right.
terrible tasting.
So,
Anyway,
Or the old, yeah.
Dammy.
all right. So,
I collect my dwarf.
Best of luck.
You attempt to collect your door.
Excuse me, that is like people.
what was perception check?
What the?
28.
What dwarf?
I have a vendetta.
You watch the door, and you see people come out over time, and you watch as one of the clerics step out, turn and lock the sleeping mission. Your dwarf's not among them.
Cool. There's a dwarf that owes me a platinum now.
All right.
Ask me a flavor.
So, first we'll start with who is heading to the docks. Not the airship, the docks.
4.
Okay, so 4 of you are going to the docks. Specifically, okay. All right.
Do we want to get there fast?
Nathaniel, the part they're talking about is like about 3 blocks that way.
Yeah, have you met me?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, so I ask anyway.
No.
Dimension
we
door,
need to
dimension
keep
door,
an
dimension
eye
door.
on what's going on.
Okay.
Make sure nothing else is. Kind of keeping an eye for any kind of suspicious activity. Still looking like a bum.
All right, so as the 2 of you are bumming your way, that's just what's almost like. It's the 3 guys. It's the 3 ice from the first ice age. What do we do? What do we? He said.
Do we?
And yet, I that explains why I live so long.
So, I need to make a roll with advantage for this guy against your ungodly perceptions. Cool. The high roll was a 4.
For a total of 18.
All right. As the 2 of you are sort of like, stumbling, you put actually both of your performance checks for me.
How do you perform, clergyman?
That's the sound of a clergyman.
2.
That's it. 3.
Oh, 3.
No, with a -1.
Oh, okay.
I rolled a 6 total.
Is he trying to do a ninjutsu? I don't know.
The 2 of you are doing the worst imitation of a drunk individual. Like you're
Wait! I got this. I pull out a blunt.
You're overselling it.
Oh, I'm so drunk. I'm such a drunk homeless man.
I've
We're
had
getting
20
liquor
alcohol
wasted.
this evening.
I'm
That's
I'm
more
gonna
than the
slide
19
blunt up
alcohol
so
I
where
had
people can
yesterday.
actually smell it off
I'm
me.
such an alcoholic.
Hey, Dylan, here, 1 drug.
I would like 1 drug, please.
So, which means he
I
gets
hand you the blunt.
he gets a re-roll, which means it's roll advantage.
Hello, fellow drunks.
I roll that Thomas and Pete. That's with his modifier. Wow. So, the 2 of you, as you're sort of like, oh, we are so drunk, hiccup. Off to the the way the docks of Port Living works is strangely enough, the northern part is the more civilian docks. As you kind of come down to this area, which is a closer area to the council and to the Divine District, these are more your military ships. It's actually the shipyard you're looking here. That's where you first step out into. There is an individual you see sort of like propped up against some piles of rope and crates that at first you think he's asleep until like you can very obvious like you see him glance toward you, and then he's doing a worse job of pretending than you 2 are.
Wow.
How is he doing worse than you?
Look, don't ask questions.
Because he's got a -2 to his charisma. That's
Wow.
We've got a.
Wow.
So
That's
as
a
the two's
community
kinda
production
staggering,
of the Iceman Company.
you for a moment you watch as he's just kind of sitting there, and he takes this item out of a pocket in this vestment he's wearing. This will be an active perception check as you're trying to focus on what this item is.
17.
17.
Okay. It's hard to make out the detail, but it looks almost like a small pocket watch. You see him flip the top open. What he does, there's like small hands that stick upwards. It's this.
One of my
Roll a history check.
Hilarious.
24?
This is called a chronometer. It detects time, sun placement. It's basically, you can magically set this to a point, and it will tell you basically moon phases, the travel of the sun. It is a very detailed clock.
Sounds like
just
a pretty
over the ring, I'm letting him know
smart
what's going
watch.
on.
Negative 30 experience.
Go
points.
ahead. Negative 30 experience. Oh, we're miles from.
I can say that.
I've
it'd be
lost
okay.
years.
So,
Anyway, I let you know that and ask you if maybe there's any specific reason for it.
as you're watching, he looks at it, clips it closed, and he stands up and begins moving toward where you see several large military ships that are floating just in the edge of the deep harbor. Like with game plates onto the docks. And
But
sticking out.
they're not draconian or anything. That
These are port blading, yeah.
okay. All right, double time.
Oi, Mick, you ever seen a molted dragonborn with a tail?
Over the ring, I ask you, should we get permission?
Forgiveness is easier, but yeah, go ahead and say something.
I try to ping to Halifar.
Halifar.
Or,
Because I got in trouble for not getting permission last time.
I try to ping to Himlock.
Himlock.
Because of where the dock is in relationship to the Grey Oak Tavern, you are outside of that 1 mile area.
I try to ping to someone else to be able to get us permission.
Somebody get Halifar's permission.
I give you permission.
Yeah, Greg, you pick up. Can I kill somebody?
No. It's, I need permission.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm with you.
Okay.
Mick, you ever seen a dragonborn bolted and shit with a tail and whatnot?
Did you take the rest of my drink? That's
That is
obviously,
besides the point.
that is obviously not a dragonborn.
Oh, that rolled a natural 20. You see as like a bunch of sailors keeping early watch on the two ships, kind of like turn and just they hear a commotion. So they're kind of turning and looking what's going on.
It's impersonated drunk. Coincidence.
What is it then?
It's obviously a lizard.
That's the weirdest lizard I've ever seen.
The individual, which you clearly see this like purple tails behind underneath the tatters of his cloak, picks up his pace and is moving toward these two large galleons.
Double time?
I'm looking. I'm double checking something.
I ask you if I have
He
permission.
asked for permission over the ring. How far away are we?
You guys are within that mile. You would hear the permission.
Someone-
you can reach Halifar from where you're
Okay.
at.
Does someone
reach out
relay
to-
permission
to
for
Hemlock?
me?
I reach out over the ring to Hemlock that Nathaniel is asking for permission to kill someone.
No. I don't say what I need permission for. I just
Okay.
say I need permission.
Nathaniel is
That's not
asking
how
for
that works.
permission. This is very suspect. We're heading to the dock. Something's happening. Is there a tree in that area?
That is a base of a 19 wisdom check for Hemlock. It's total 24 wisdom check. You hear Hemlock say, "Whatever you need, do it. I'm on my way."
Cool, shouldn't have said that.
Hemlock's on his way.
What's your thought? What are you about to do?
Banishment?
Question:
I'm a madman.
How does that ability work specifically? What does it say?
If there is a living tree, I can step through it through another of that
Okay, so
kind
living-
of tree.
There are not
That kind of tree, too.
There are no trees, but there are like a bunch of like carved statues and wooden statues around.
But it does
Is
say
that-
living.
But it does say
It does
living.
say
Well, it
living tree.
used to be a
So
tree.
in the docks, no. In the dock area, there is not. The closest one would be like several, like within the coin district. There are several trees that are there just for the aesthetic of it.
So do you relay I have permission?
It's a graveyard.
I relayed that you have permission and that Hemlock is on his way.
Go.
Killers.
Banishment.
Oh, fucking banishment. What's the save?
Charisma.
Do you have your broom?
I am a broom.
Oh
Yeah.
God, no.
Let's fly.
You pip?
Here's a fun question: is he from this plane? Is that the problem?
Roll me a straight D20.
Straight D20.
20.
20. What is that?
You know what this looks like? This looks like that thing I sent to you the other day.
I love that everything that
We're not flying
Moffat
on
over
a-
us, we just
I'm
say.
on- I'm on
Oh,
dragon.
God, dragon. I'm a broom.
No.
Goodbye. I'm sorry. I just got the image of a half orc on a small little 4-foot broom. Just hunched over.
I know what's gonna bring me down.
Okay, so Nathaniel, when you cast Ben, he does get a save
God.
against it.
Yeah, DC 16.
DC 16.
Goodness gracious.
So he is proficient in that, which kind of outweighs that.
This thing you set up?
Just total 6.
Oh, wait.
Does not outweigh anything.
As that magic grabs him for a moment, you sense your magic attempting to go wild, but then it locks in and
This is what I did. And I'm just gonna stagger over and just kind of stand right, basically where his position
Yeah.
was. I'm gonna stand where he would be
within
running,
5
like,
feet. Yeah.
like right in front of him, going, "Oh, look at that! The sun dried up a lizard."
I walk over.
you see like the soldiers start. What's the
Come here. We'll need help. Come here.
like this?
I ain't dropping the farce. I'll let. I'm playing this crappy performance. I am not dropping the farce.
You hear the sound of like
least
metal
he's
boots on
dedicated.
wood docks. You turn to see a couple of Port Blaven guards come like jogging up and goes, "We received word from the Knight Commander. What's happening?"
My hand. I'm holding him. We got roughly
Banished Barney.
30 seconds.
What?
like 50 seconds.
We were told to assist. What do we do?
Okay, you see where I'm standing?
Yeah.
I want you to make a circle.
Mm-hmm.
I need to look up something about banishment. A moment.
What a situation.
What's the question
What
about
you
it?
need to know.
Yeah. What's the question about?
Is the creature aware while they're in the pocket dimension? Are they able to move and that kind of stuff?
Yes, but it does not change the position they come back to.
Correct. That's yeah.
Person's like, what?
They also don't know who I am. Yet.
Yeah, remember when
Okay,
Artie
cool.
banished a certain person?
That's why I was just want to make sure it worked the same.
Yeah.
No, they don't, because in the pocket they are technically incapacitated.
But are they aware? That's my main question. Are
Yes.
they aware?
They are aware.
Well, here's the thing. They are sent to a demi-plane. It doesn't say they can't move.
Harmless demi-plane. Well, no,
It says
incapacitated
they
means
are
they can't do
incapacitated.
anything.
Incapacitated specifically means can't take actions or reactions.
Okay.
It
So
does
they
not
can't
say
move.
they are not aware.
Okay, so he is aware. That was the. So I didn't know if it was like a moment where they just like time blinks out for them, but he is aware. That's the main thing. Okay, so that means he is prepping something when he reappears. So they rush up. You get about 10 seconds before he comes back in. As you all take position.
I
An
hold
apology.
a action ready.
Okay.
If there's any magic, I'm gonna counterspell,
All right.
and I let it go.
I'm just standing in front of him in my hobo.
You release a spell. He reappears, and do either of you speak Draconic?
Yes.
No, we've been learning, but I don't know what the time frame is.
You
that we-
hear-
I have.
You hear yes to Matt as he reaches here, and his eyes go wide.
So he says, for the mother.
Or the mother reaches here as though he grabs something and realizes there's nothing there. And his eyes go wide.
Oh, it's him.
What are you looking for, friend? I say in Draconic.
Okay, here's the thing. This you run over this part. This you recognize this guy being so close now. This is the one you pickpocketed something off of when you were not here. This
You stole the thing.
You stole the thing.
Oh,
We
yeah,
know
I
what
know.
it is.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna keep up alive.
So on that, I need you two the 2 guards and this draconian infiltrator to roll initiatives.
Yeah. In case you are
Who would've
not aware,
Who would've thought? Not me.
speed is 50 and Seb's is 40.
Where are you two heading? Let me ask that question.
Straight to the dock.
To the
No,
dock.
they're
Okay,
not.
so I'm going to say at the speed and the time it's taken, you guys, because you were arcing up from the council coming down, you would have seen, like, as you would have seen him pop him out, you were about to land just as everything happened, so you were close enough to actually engage in initiative as well. You were on the sky ship, which is far enough that it would take about a turn to get here, like just that movement at your full speed would fly, but you could also get here and engage in combat as well if you wish. Currently going to heading here far enough away, which take a couple turns, is you two.
I was headed towards the talk too.
You're heading toward the dock as well?
No, I was headed towards the talk to Captain Ella.
So you're okay, so you were, alright.
He's doing airship.
So right now, everything's going to happen quietly enough that you don't know what's going on. Alright, so.
He's literally doing that, but his
Why do I
hands-
hear coconuts?
Yeah, because he has paws.
Yeah.
So you 4 will roll initiative, please.
Mhm.
Pick up the pace.
Alright, so this is just a theory of the mind. I'll just use a quick piece of scratch paper. Alright.
I rolled terrible
Okay.
for initiative.
So he got a 21.
Ooh.
The guards got a total of a 16.
Someone call Lemony
Nathaniel.
Snicket, 'cause
18.
this is a series of
Sorry.
15.
Grim.
7.
7. Finrio.
Which
6.
What?
With my plus
The
5.
necklace.
Oh, you were on that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say the way this is working. You two, I'm gonna say it'll be your bonus action is landing, so you still have your movement to get to where. So okay. All right. So it's gonna go the infiltrator, then Nathaniel.
Goodness.
With if this is the infiltrator, this is the gold dragonborn. The thing he pickpocketed off of was a gold dragonborn leading the group. That was the way you said it. But if not, we can.
No, it is. Apologies. There was supposed to be an illusion on this. That's my fault for a story thing. There was supposed to be an illusionary thing. If you go to the embassy, you'll find several odd things.
There's only one blue dragonborn with the entire group.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Making sure.
Yeah. That was my fault. In this
It happens. It's all good.
All right. Soren, and then for him, and poor Fenrio.
That's fine. He wasn't going to land anyway.
All right. So
So how does he react to a familiar-looking hobo in front of him?
he's going to take his first attack against it.
Wait, which hobo?
Oh, I'm directly in his face, technically,
Oh, so-
because
he's
I stood right where
I'm right behind the
I'm
guard.
standing.
Okay, so that's okay. That's what you
Remember
do then.
that bum?
All right. So
Yeah, he
Yeah.
should.
Yeah,
first attack.
This is the bomb that got him high.
14 to
back
hit.
up. Let's go.
I don't remember any of the
Drunken
bumps I
style.
got.
Second attack. 13 to hit. So literally this,
Wrap
like
around.
almost simply out of nowhere, this like serrated dagger flashes out. But again, like you're prepped, you're ready. It's not even a dodge. You just literally fisted hand comes up, stops it, swings again. Second armored hand comes up and stops it. He's just Cashness Naraskas.
And me without my wooden spoons
To
today.
which for you hear, I will spill your blood, human.
Human.
Nathaniel. Oh, sorry. Tarkin.
Elf.
Sorry.
No.
Elf.
I wouldn't understand it to start
Yeah.
with, so let's go.
Look, it's the same thing with I get in the moment. I forget what you guys actually are. Okay? I don't see species. Go ahead.
Bullshit.
Just meander around him.
Okay. So that means that he's now covered on all 4 points. 2 of you and 2 guards. That's that.
I pull more,
Okay.
and I am going to be smiting. I know.
All right. Roll your attack.
23.
Hits.
And then D8, and then D10. Nope, I need more D8s.
You D8?
Yeah, I need a lot of D8s.
How many you need?
4 more?
1, 2.
5 more, my bad.
Wait, you have to upcast that, don't you?
Yeah.
3.
Mm-hmm. Because this is a 5th level smite.
4 and 5. Here you go. 5 D8s.
Thank you. Let's see. So that's going to be 8, 16, 21.
Okay.
20. Oh, wait, nope. Wrong thing. 14. 19 slashing.
Okay.
2 radiant.
Okay.
Wait. No, I did my math wrong again. 13 slashing, 2 radiant.
Okay.
10 that is sneak attack, so it's not affected by anything.
Okay.
And then 9, 14, 16, 17, 23, force damage.
Okay. So 23, 4, 40. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And it's knocked prone.
It's just knocked prone straight or save?
You deal 1d8 force damage plus per level, plus 1d8 per level of spell slot you used. And when you hit a creature, if it's not larger than huge, knock it prone.
Okay.
Eldritch Smite.
Okay. You said smite. I thought
you didn't say which kind of
cool.
smite.
Yep.
My bad.
Good to go. All right. He is knocked prone.
That's my turn.
All right. With that, now we come to the 2 guards.
I think these are all yours.
They're going to follow your lead, and each of them will take their 2 attacks against this thing.
Good.
Prones have advantage.
Come on, guards.
It's a total of it's going to be 19 on the first, which will hit. They have long swords with shields.
D8.
6, 10. It's going to be 12 points on the first one. Second attack. That's a natural 20. NPCs will just double their damage. 2 dice on that.
Good job, guard buddies.
17. It's going to be a total of 21 on that one. Yeah, I scaled my guards up. Second guard.
Preparations for hobos, just in case.
Like us. Dressed currently.
Wrong hobo.
16 is just going to barely miss. Second attack. It's a base of 19 that will hit. 2, 5, 7. It's going to be 12 points on that one. Okay. 3 good hits off the guards. Up next is Sordrin.
After what happened last time he used Flare, we got too many people he does not want to piss off Halifar with. So, knee on chest, just straight down with the fist.
Okay, roll your unarmed attack.
That's going to be, doing math in my head, 18.
Hits.
So that's going to be 6 damage.
6 points of damage.
And I only get 1 attack. So
Okay. Grim. You are you have a chance as a bonus act. You can land, or you can keep moving and try. What would you like to do, sir?
I would like to try and close the distance.
Okay.
Broom has 50 feet.
I'm going to say because of the magical properties of this broom, I will let you dash as a bonus action on it.
Sweet.
So yeah, you can. Much like Harry going after the snitch, you see Grim lean forward with a hand outstretched.
Grim's calling the snitch.
Nathaniel, you look up in time to see this big man on a little broom with his hand outstretched coming at you.
Oh God!
Can I burn my reaction to step out the way?
Yes, you can.
And I gesture towards the person on the ground.
Alright, so with that
And
grin, you
with
basically
that,
skid to a halt.
Oh, I'm not skidding to a halt.
Okay, what are you
Can
doing?
you just dive bombing this?
Yeah, I was about to say, he could just drop out of the sky.
I'm dive bombing this motherfucker.
Okay.
I'm dive bombing a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Wait, are you pulling a grog right now?
Yes. Oh God!
So as you get so it's over you're just like right above them then.
And then just
You release off the broom.
and
Roll your attack with advantage as the two guards will look up and their reaction
Sergeant,
is to leap
move.
back 10 feet.
I would like to rage.
I'm in this.
I would like to rage.
No.
Would you like to burn your reaction also step back?
That is a 32.
Okay, that will hit. You're falling from about 30 feet. That's going to be additional 3d6 force damage, which you will also take the force damage
That's
applied
okay.
to you.
It's okay.
Roll damage, sir. You want me to tell you your number? The number to kill this guy is 26.
Okay, there's a chance he'll live.
I've seen all ones on the dice before.
$32.
Okay.
And I take half of that. So
Well, force
that's
damage is not
5
half.
force damage.
Remember, force damage isn't half. It's
Oh,
you-
yeah.
Yeah, rage only stops
So-
bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
So I take 10 points of.
Then I need everyone within 20 feet of him. Actually, no, don't make the save yet. So as you land and just dive into this thing, the weirdest thing happens, Grim, because he almost seems to liquefy. As this purple Icarus liquid suddenly just explodes outwards 20 feet, covering you, Nathaniel, Stormer, and these two guards. As you just kind of stand there with this kind of liquid dripping off of you, it suddenly begins to burn, as you all will take 21 points of acid damage. But right now you can take a moment to brush and wash it off of you. Were we still in combat, it would be the top at the start of each of your rounds.
The dock's right there, right?
Yeah.
I just jump in the water.
Yeah, you see the two guards, they just dive in.
Three of us just dive in.
They're not wearing full plates. They can easily crawl back up.
Sev takes his wings to keep you away.
Yeah.
Grim just takes the damage.
I'm just sitting here like watching everybody dive, go create water, the
Yeah.
5-foot cube, and just go.
Yeah. Has an ability called Death Throes, and that's the thing. It looked like this was an ability of the species.
Fuck. Anyway.
With that, the infiltrate, by the way, like the acid destroyed anything it was wearing and just like corroded it instantly.
Oh.
So, meanwhile, you did hear a loud.
What does Cindy say?
What's that?
There's Grim standing in a puddle of something.
Or
See
drawing
what-
it.
And figures.
So,
Actually, Grim, I'm gonna get closer.
and Kieran, where were you two heading?
To the ship.
To the airship.
To the airship.
So
Which is
I will say that the two of you will reach the part of the dock where that large control tower is, and you will have been just stepping off onto the upper platform that the boat, the airship is connected to. In time to also hear a from over on the far end of the dock.
That was us.
Can they see Ben in the air?
Like you see a familiar you see a
Not
familiar,
us. For a second, I was
specifically-
just like, is anything
No,
real?
that was.
and if you look, you see a familiar green drake kind of circling around, like moving down.
Black.
Sorry, black drake.
Shoot her!
Alright, actually, we'll take a break here. It is 8 o'clock. We'll pick back up with Finnegan and Kieran and Rakara on the boat. We'll take a quick break, right back, answer some questions. Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
You do.
I like how you're like, why do you? Why is it always
King
about
as if it's not always just
King
banishment?
Malenko.
Banishment is the best spell I have.
It's a pretty good spell.
It is indeed.
The bane of anyone's existence.
Banishment.
Yeah, especially when you say, I'm going to banish him to purgatory.
I didn't know what purgatory was at the time. So right now, time-wise, you guys are pushing into like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
That's fine.
Nothing like a
Look,
good
banishment is the
morning
best thing.
beatdown.
Because banishment keeps your enemies from attacking, and if you're ever stuck, you banish yourself.
Here, I've created this enemy. for
I
you
can
to
go
fight.
somewhere
Banish
if you
me.
don't mind.
What would you like to do today? Hmm?
See, it was rather interesting in my campaign because he specifically said, I'm going to banish him to purgatory, which in my world at the time, souls never went to either heaven or hell. They ended up stuck in basically a sensory deprivation chamber that the soul literally would go insane after just being there for a few minutes. That was like one of the big mysteries of the world, was what was keeping souls from doing that for like 100 years.
What's up?
In the world of Requiesce, my homebrew world.
Is that the one we were doing the thing in originally?
That was Aberrant, I think.
Okay. I couldn't remember which one it was.
Yeah, that was
Didn't Vic
Aberrant.
say they had straws?
I don't
Oh,
remember.
so
I don't remember.
Hell, man, I don't fucking know.
But
I
just wanna dig in there.
he literally banished the guy to a sensory deprivation chamber for a minute. And unfortunately, with Purgatory, it works on a different time
Yeah, I remember.
than the real world.
Yeah.
So it's like he came back with about an hour, with about like a day's worth of being in a sensory deprivation chamber. He comes back screaming from sensory overload. Poor guy. We are now Minecraft villagers. Night Rain, but we fixed it. Yes, Purgatory was fixed because it turned out the BBEG was the main guy keeping everything the way it was. What you guys doing? We are currently at break for our D&D game. We'll get back to our D&D game in about 15 minutes or so.
15.
If you have any
20, 30
questions,
minutes.
you can go ahead and throw them at us. We'll do our best to answer them. Graham, what made you go with a half orc instead of a full orc? Because half orc was in the player's handbook. Not to mention half orcs, I think, just have a better story potential. I would like to actually play a full orc at one point, but I don't know. Half orcs just, to me, just have a better like story potential to them. Do you use maps? Yes, mostly through Discord though. Kind of wish that we had maps that we could like show everybody on stream, but tell them off it. I'm getting special fabric for dice bags.
Special what?
Special fabric.
Oh, who said that?
That'd be Night Rain.
Oh.
Never played myself, but every time I've seen people play, looks interesting. Yes, you should totally give it a try. Find a local gaming store and give it a try. It might be your new hobby your new time-wasting hobby.
Time isn't wasted if it's enjoyed.
There you go. See? A full orc can have good story potential. Yes, I do agree.
Oh, I think.
But I also think it's kind of funny that Grimm actually has two parents that absolutely love each other and support each other, as compared to what D&D used to always say half-orcs were a product of, which is like, screw you, Wizards of the Coast. Back when all races were defined as good and evil.
Oh, yeah.
Screw that, sir.
I do find it kind of amusing that the half orc and the half elf are the ones
Ended
that end
up-
up together.
He completed you.
Together, we have a whole human child.
Again, we
That
have
would
a
be
whole.
funny.
Again,
That would
we
be
have a
funny.
whole human child.
Like the two centaurs ended up having a boy for human.
Yeah.
The centaur and the mermaid.
The centaur and the
That's the
mermaid
thing. That's
just
it.
have a human.
I'm not working that way.
It's in your dice box.
I see. Thank you.
From the UK.
It was on the side underneath that.
Okay, because
the
like
building.
me and him both looked, and I was like, I don't want to just start digging through their locker. I'm not gonna. Where's the straws?
Big Go1 from the UK. Game shops very rare, I do believe, for this. Really? Game shops are rare in the UK? That's sad.
It depends on specifically the location.
That's fair, yeah, actually.
But I
I've
mean,
heard it before.
that was the way it was here. Like, it was a game shop until
Was that printed?
It's like,
Yes.
I know.
So, real quick, I picked up I have some items to show off that's going to be going in the big giveaway.
Well, so Night Rain actually has something that they personally said for you to know.
Okay.
They have gotten special fabrics for dice bags.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, courtesy of the amazing Night Rain, this gorgeous.
Also, of the amazing
Oh yes,
Night Rain,
because we all, as much as I love dragons, Jeff loves dinosaurs that much. Have this beautiful barbarian dice bag.
Is that on the TikTok feed?
yes.
Okay.
That's on TikTok.
I'm on the Twitch feed.
And on the
Twitch.
TikTok feed, this
Okay.
beautiful handmade dice bag with the amazing Night Rain. One of my moderators, an amazing individual. My wife in one game. It's weird.
My wife.
My wife.
Maybe.
And also, this beautiful dice tower, made and painted here at the Hive by the Hive Master himself, James Bardwell.
Yes. And Night Rain also says,
He just came in the room.
uh,
Twitch is that far behind.
well, Night Rain also says if you go into our locker, the Bard one that she made, Ducky, is in there.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Big Go1 says you have game shops for disc vouchers, etc., but not for this. It's sad. Oh.
I believe 40K is pretty big over there as well.
Oh,
Yeah. These are just two of the many items going into the big 25K giveaway. I'm basically going to be giving the winner their own like startup DM library. Of a butt ton of books. There'll be miniatures, dice bag, dice, all kinds of things. And that'll be happening the moment I hit 25K on TikTok. So please, follow me on TikTok. We are very close to 25K.
Quick, follow before it gets banned.
I know, right? Congress.
I have a question though for all my followers. Does TikTok use my Wi-Fi?
Fucking stupid!
Colt Dallas asked, how do you win?
By
D&D.
having fun.
By dimension enduring 50 times.
In the end,
So close to winning.
there is an actual outcome, like an ending to the story.
Yeah.
And I guess the way you win is you get to the end.
You reach the part where the GM says, and that is the story.
Yep.
And
What is?
who's fapping so hard out there we can hear it?
Someone made Missy mad,
Oh my.
and they're learning the rules.
Oh dear.
I'm not getting involved.
Oh.
I know better.
Mm.
Ah.
look, Magic players are out there.
Enough said.
What's that? Do all? Hang on, you don't have to.
Do all DMs aim to kill their players? I would hope not.
No.
That would be murder.
Caveat.
That would be murder.
Correct.
They're characters now.
The base encounters, no. I have told my guys I will never outright try to kill you. That being said, the end of story boss fights, those kind of things, I will bait. That's where I'm not gonna I will not be unfair, but I will play to my fullest. Normally I give my players an advantage of some kind. But against Zytherin, against Caliborn, Calibar, the Contract Devil, I was legitimately putting everything I know tactically. That's why he kept flying around, that kind of stuff.
But that's to me, every big boss needs to be that way.
Ooh.
You need to be able to play it to the point where they are looking to kill the PC.
Chi-Town Foodie!
Yeah.
Hello, welcome back.
I mean, the average monster is going to try to kill the players. But
Well, yeah.
But
Also-
but you usually put things in there that's will be
Reversal,
fun
that'd be cool.
as a encounter, but
Yeah.
they can probably handle themselves.
Because here's the thing,
But
I'll admit,
it'll-
you guys
there
are
can be moments of fun.
you are 7 level 15 characters.
Mm-hmm.
Level 15 is where you're pretty much getting into hero tier, where the things I will throw at you, it will be a lethal encounter by any normal means.
Yeah.
Now, it is still a beatable encounter. I will never give you an unwinnable scenario.
No.
No
See-
Kobayashi
see
Marus.
No Kobayashi Marus.
See, that's kind of where I have seen GMs go over the line.
That being said,
A lot of GM versus player.
running away is always an
mentality.
option. That's another thing I believe in. If there's something happening and you don't think you can, you can run away. Running away is always an option.
So I'm currently DMing Curse of Strahd on
Oh,
Thursdays.
yeah.
Jeff can attest. They had a very difficult, without getting into spoiler territory, they had a very difficult fight. They were informed, both in character and out of character. You shouldn't do this. Don't start this fight. Do not pick this fight. The fight was picked. Love you so much, Night Rain. And a player died. Well, a player character died. Player was okay. Died. And the only reason the party survived was one, the paladin ran like a coward. And the character who died made a deal, signed a contract, and came back with additional powers.
As they do.
Without asking questions, though, Precious Dallas is a brand new player. This is his first campaign. He has played in a one-shot that I ran before.
May I ask who we made the deal with?
I'll tell you later when Jeff isn't in the room.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh, you're playing that game?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
player
I'm
in that
playing
one.
in that game.
That's the brand new player who I use werewolves in the mist starting.
Yeah.
So they're gonna fight werewolves. They're gonna chase them into a mist, and they're gonna be in Barovia. That's one of the standard. Here's how. First combat. He gets bitten by a werewolf. So I'm like, cool. Roll your con. He rolled like a 2.
Oh no.
It's like, oh no, my boy. Okay, roll another one. Oh, you failed again. Cool. I guess you're a werewolf now.
We now have
He's
a plasmoid lycanthrope.
That's the plasmoid. Oh
That's
god.
the plasmoid. That's the plasmoid werewolf he's getting painted.
Oh god.
Basically, look at a ditto with little wolf ears.
So a ditto turning into a lichen rock. Gotcha.
Yup.
Adorable.
You currently can't
Adorable.
control him. You can't control it.
Ah.
And they're in the middle of the city.
Oh joy.
They
Wait.
can't see this. They're in Valaki.
Oh god.
They can't see the sky. They don't know what phase the moon's in.
Night Rain, lichen splat.
Right.
Splat. His name's Splat.
Isn't Valaki the place where they first show up? They were they just finished a festival where they
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Wolf's Head one.
Yeah.
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 And everyone, and it's mandatory that you go there and
There
bring
is no war in
children,
Valaki.
and you have to be
children.
happy. There is no
Attendance
war
and
in
children
Bossing
before.
Say. There's no war in
There is no war in Valaki.
Night Rain and Ducky are also at that table.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a
Okay.
great table.
We got another question from Colt Dallas.
Okay.
Question for all: DM or player? Why not both?
I do both.
I'm doing both, but for different systems.
I honestly prefer to DM. I like being the game master.
I prefer playing.
Now don't get me wrong, I love playing. I love especially for the right dungeon masters. They facilitate so much fun stuff. But there's something about sitting behind the screen that just appeals to me.
Oh.
Player or DM?
Oh, I probably prefer playing. It's just being able to flesh out a character in that way. But I mean, because my favorite part of DMing is the NPCs.
Yeah.
So this part of it, I just get to play, just one, but you get to flesh it out. So I'd probably say that. But I do like DMing. It's fun.
Definitely prefer playing, but part of that probably has a lot to do with it doesn't take. It's easier to get into playing than it is to DM. Like, it takes a lot more practice to get into DMing.
And you're often still learning as you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about you? What about?
I like a bit of both.
Let's
I'm only
see.
DMing one campaign at the moment because my Saturday night one came to an end successfully. They had happy ending. They saved the world.
Very nice.
One of my players apparently they enjoyed it to the point where they asked for permission to continue running the story post campaign. Like, hey, can I take these characters and these NPCs that you've brought in with this and I think it's another 2 years after the campaign ends. Here's what they've continued to do since then. Type of
I'll
thing.
say Jeff knows something about
Yeah,
that.
I know something about that.
It's great. I love I'll be sitting there just relaxed. All of a sudden I get a message from Nightrain going, "What about this for our characters?" And then just this entire tangent we go on.
Yeah. She has shown me the tangents. She's not shown me in detail the tangents. She just goes, here's the length of it. Here's the length of it. Brisk Breeze Bry 79 says, are you guys heavy into video games as well? Namely Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
I haven't played Skyrim in like 2 weeks.
In like 2 weeks.
The last time
Are you having trouble yet?
So I picked up Skyrim again off the Game Pass and to play off because there's some great mods and stuff. I've never actually played any of the DLCs. My first playthrough of Skyrim, though I did play it until the point where all the main objectives were empty and it was just a random objective that kept resetting themselves. But there are some great mods for Skyrim.
There are. I mostly
some
do
awful
immersion
mods.
type.
Yeah. What's quality of life mods? Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Survivor now.
one of my favorites is I think it's called The Night is Dark and Full of Terrors.
Oh God.
Where it is at night, it is as dark as night actually is. So you have to carry a torch. Unless you are a Khajiit, then
Most
you have
likely
night
you have
eyes
eyes, yeah.
for a little while.
One, always Khajiit. Two, I'm one of those weirdos that
Khajiit are going
my
in for me.
mods are ranging from anywhere between The Night is Dark and Full of Terrors to Dragons are all Thomas the Tank Engine.
Daggerfall, yes.
That's not something. I've done in a long
Daggerfall,
time.
yes, yes, yes.
Morrowind will still always be my favorite.
Daggerfall.
That's the one where I started learning to
Morrowind.
mod.
I like that one.
Daggerfall was my first foray into Elder Scrolls. And that
Mine-
was so long ago.
Mine was Oblivion. I played it in college. A buddy of mine had it, and he lent it to me, the Game of the Year edition. And while I love Skyrim is prettier, I think Oblivion had the better story.
Also got another question from Colt Dallas. Colt Dallas giving us a lot of good questions.
Yeah.
As a DM, do y'all build a story and your players go off course? Do you turn them back immediately?
There's a course.
I like the analogy of the train is running and you're laying down the tracks as it's going. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it like, boss, when you prepare 3 different options and the wizard teleports us to a different continent than either of those options?
No, the big one I will never forget because I'd gotten complacent and I thought, oh, that's for something else I bought.
Okay, I was just, why is the $30 tag sitting on my stuff?
It was before we did any of the streaming. It was just Grim, Kieran, Rakara, and Montel at the time. Where the plan was, you would leave Port Blaven, go to Lamtra, learn that the daughter of the mayor was missing, and was last seen with a hill giant. Then you'd be led to a creaky old lighthouse where some things were happening. But no, you guys took the very dangerous route along the rocky coastline and met the hill giant first. I was not prepared for that.
And we love Billy.
I think you described it as, do you want to go the longer, safe path or the quicker, dangerous path? And it's just like,
We were like, we're in a hurry, so
It's like, we're in a hurry, let's go. So,
What option is there?
I'm like,
Adventurers take the adventure path.
That was my fault, and I had to quickly, because you were supposed to get that entire fight after meeting children. There's a whole big thing. Like, okay, we're good now. You fixed it.
And that's where Grim found his sword.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, true.
I wonder how Billy is doing.
who's that?
Yes,
He is the goat.
he is the goat. Big G asks, how long can games last? This one has gone over a year.
About a year and a half.
It can literally go as long as you guys make it go.
And this game is not even halfway over yet.
Well,
You've just now hit chapter 2.
oh my god. This whole story is Game of Thrones times 20.
Chapter 2.
Hopefully not.
The Dragon Wars.
The what?
The
Nothing.
Dragon Wars.
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Which I thought about a thing on my drive. I think I have to make a roll, Moffat.
For what?
Create water.
Think you do?
Hopefully this isn't like the movie.
No,
Dragon Ball.
we do not.
No. Okay.
Oh, please.
Which
No.
I just- I didn't know how much that affects, so I just wanted to make sure.
Colt Dallas got us a couple of questions. Holy cow, we're actually getting quite a few questions
Love
here.
questions. What's on other live that happens?
Do you build several scenarios in your pocket just in case players go too far off track? Yes and no. A lot of stuff I come up with is off the top of my head. I'm not gonna lie.
I always have several ideas of like little side quests, things that can happen, things I want to happen, so they kind of top it off on their own.
Kind of like, I guess the best way to say it is, you remember way back when in like grade school, middle school, when they were teaching you how to start writing, like preparing to write an essay and stuff, and you did the circle,
Yeah.
and then you did the lines. That's
bubble charts.
yeah, bubble chart. That's kind of how my brain works when it goes to creating scenarios. You have A, and you have that kind of line, but you have some offshoot A to B to C, but you have some offshoots of in case this happens, in case that happens. Just like 1 to 2 word things just to expand on if it comes up.
Yeah. I mean, I just have the whatever the main thing that you're doing. It's like, oh well, they're going here. Okay, so I'll have that ready, and then it's like.
I also try to have it set to where
stores.
no matter where you guys go, you will initiate some part. You will feel or interact with some part of the main story or some part where I need
Right.
you to go.
See, that's what I do too.
Like
Like,
us
I'm-
going into the with the homeless.
Yeah.
But I'll set up like story things, and if they're like, "Oh, we want to go do this," at least for me, like sometimes it's not a I'll repurpose the story over here. It's like, okay, I had this thing, you ignored it, you want to go do this thing, that's fine. This thing's still happening, and so whenever you come, if you go down a path, you may come, around here, but all the events have led to now X happening.
It's like while the
And
game
now
is
you
going
gotta
on,
deal
the
with
world
that.
still turns.
Yep.
Yeah, this is not like a video game.
Where the objective is just going to wait there until you go see it. Nah.
I say as I'm playing through Assassin's Creed 3 again, and I think I'm on, was it sequence 7? So we just did the tea party, but I took a pause to go collect everything in the frontier.
Another couple of questions. One that I can probably answer really quick. Almost a year. How often do y'all play? Once a week. Every Sunday.
Yeah.
Around 6 o'clock.
Few exceptions.
Few exceptions, but yeah. Back to Big G01. So if this has gone on a year, how long does it take to plan, or do you sort of make it up as you go?
Yes.
Yes.
About 60-40.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like I have a book where the main story and objectives, everything is written, but then
Still the book.
the flavor of what's happening in the moment, I have to add to it.
Look, as someone who has played with Moffat before, the worst idea you can do is try and steal that book and figure out what's going on ahead of time. Not from personal experience.
We played D&D First Edition and Second and a half years ago. For 2.5 years. Sorry. Same campaign. First Edition is strange.
It is.
Compared to where it is now. But it is a unique feel. I will say that if you want like just a down and dirty, gritty fantasy RPG, just pick up First Edition.
It is very much designed to get up and go.
Pretty much.
Because I was going to say, is it first edition or second edition where to become a druid, you have to go through all the process of being a cleric and then lose everything?
You answered your question right there at second edition because there were no druids in first.
I didn't think
you
so.
had the fighting man, the cleric, and the magic user.
And then later on in the supplemental.
In supplemental, the thief. And a lot of people still argue that thief is what broke D&D.
Okay, they're allowed
Bard.
to be wrong.
They're okay, they ought to be wrong.
They are perfectly fine to be wrong.
What broke D&D was D&D players.
Yes.
True.
Very true. But before thieves, you didn't have hardly anybody who could pick locks, hide in shadows, or anything like that. You had
Beat
just
sticks.
the beat stick fighting man. You had a cleric who could heal, and the magic user who can do magic shit.
Couldn't the
Yeah.
argument be made that they could just do that anyway?
They could attempt,
But it wouldn't be as
and
good
the
at it,
GM would roll to see if you.
So that's the thing.
Did
Like
it.
up until was it third editions where it started getting more like the players could.
Player control.
More AD&D, which is 2.5,
Yeah.
was where it was more players started rolling rather than the GM would roll.
Because used to like everything you want to do, I would roll and it's as funny as it is. Go watch the D&D episodes of Community. They are playing at first edition Advanced D&D. They're playing first edition AD&D.
Yeah.
I didn't start until 3.5, so
Yeah.
So you-
like I poke fun at the older editions.
I started at AD&D, and then
Jeff,
Don't you start that shit.
how dare you speak those words in this house? This is
Unless you're talking about that weird clown. No.
for the uninitiated, VACO stands for to hit armor class 0. There was
Yes.
a formula that they made literally this was the only system where to roll to hit, you looked at your number and you looked at a graph.
And people
fucking
complain
hated it.
about
I
5th
fuck-
edition being math heavy.
I
Fifth
fucking
edition is
hated
Every
it.
time I hear about it, it just like it,
Yeah,
it
Thaco
makes
was
less and
mad.
less sense.
Oh,
like, I
and
can't
not only
imagine
that,
it
not only
not
that,
being
but
like this.
not only that, but if you had an 18 in strength, specifically strength, it wasn't just 18.
It was
18 slash
Yep.
this,
Yep.
a percentile. So you had to figure that out, and depending on whatever your percentile was, your special abilities that go alongside it, like bend bars and lift object, had percentiles along with it.
Yep.
And by that
This
point,
reminds me of
it
Critical
doesn't
Role.
matter what it says on the paper. You're rolling real strength to hit the person who told you to fucking do this shit.
See, this thing, like, the system I run a lot in is GURPS. GURPS is, like, you don't have armor class in GURPS. You have what's called DR, or damage resistance, where if you get hit, damage is subtracted and damage is applied. But in GURPS, you roll to hit, then your target can roll to dodge, and then if you roll successfully and your target fails, then they take damage. It's a D6 system.
That's also how Call of Cthulhu does it. Mm-hmm. If you have the dodge ability, which everybody has, the base of half your dexterity, you would roll a percentile, try to get lower than half your dexterity or more if you have put points in it. And if you pass dodge, you take no damage.
Real quick, Marcus Simp is the guy I was talking about. Coming episode 1 of the Southern GM coming soon to podcast. Marcus, thank you so much, man. Tonight I'm going to start a new playlist on YouTube for basically the second chapter of The Natural Ones. So I'm going to try to get the better, like the TikTok version of those up some more. I'm going to have more time during the week. So yeah, thank you so very, very much, man. That's amazing. All right, so for a moment it said Matthew M.E. Joint. That was not him.
Hey guys, what's up?
So yeah, with that, let's go ahead and thank you all so very much for the questions. We'll end a little bit. We'll take a few more at the end of it. But
I would flip shit.
So, with that, we'll go ahead and I'm going to close out the TikTok for here through the questions. Thank you so much for the amazing questions, guys. If you have any more, hold them. We'll answer a few more toward the end. But we have got to get back into the story because it waits for no one. So we're going to do another round of introductions, and then we'll jump back in, starting on this end with the Beck.
Hi, I am Beck, and I am playing Fenrir Neferin, the half-elf ranger. Half-elf ranger. I was like, ranger Greyboard. It's like, no. It's the wrong way around.
It sounded like you were coming up with more stuff to say. I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Grim, the half-orc barbarian.
Hi, I'm Derek. I'm playing Sondra Nalo, our drow cleric. Rogue. I'm Ben. I'm playing Rikara, the Gem Dragonborn, Divine Soul Sorcerer.
I'm Seth. I'm playing Kieran Steadybrook, the Halfling Ranger Fighter.
I'm Ricky. I'm playing Finnegan Tenderfoot, the Halfling Wizard Rogue.
I'm Michael. I'm playing Nathaniel Lassonde, the Human Warlock Rogue.
And I'm Morgan Freeman. No,
There
I
we go.
am
Every time.
a.k.a. the Southern GM. And with introductions on the way, we will jump back in now as we cut over to the Fairly Odd Couple, Finnegan and Kieran. So, as you two step onto the boat, you've just heard the loud impact of the. I don't know how to describe this while ago. Basically the squish of Mr. Grimm. You see Fenrir sort of like on Sev, slowly moving down to the dock. Rikara kind of standing on deck, looking out in the distance. What's happening? You see.
I was gonna go talk to Captain Ella wherever she was.
She's in her room. So, you see kind of Rikara stepping in as the two of you step onto the boat as well.
At ease!
Help has arrived!
So the moment you step in her quarters, Rikara, she's kind of sitting up like, what was that noise?
Some kind of commotion going down at the docks.
Oh God, there's always something happening.
Have you seen anything suspicious coming on the boat or off the boat? Ship?
I saw this strange green dragonborn just drop out of the sky last night. Does that count?
Fucking got him!
You two can hear a conversation happening behind the closed door of the captain's quarters. No,
Yeah.
I've not seen it. I've not seen anything.
I've received word from one of the party members that something's gonna happen to the ship when the ship leaves. I trust them, so I don't anything. I'm worried.
Yes.
May we come in?
Who is it?
Finnegan.
And Kieran!
Oh, yeah, please.
The natural ones!
What the fuck? Is that what? Are we doing that now? I wasn't made aware.
Door opens. Where?
The natural ones.
Door. Ricard, if you let them in, please.
The natural.
Oh, open the door and as Finnegan walks, oh, it's so good to see you.
You can sleep easy.
Keep on, yeah.
Hello.
What brings the two of you to my ship?
There's something apparently supposed to be happening with your ship.
He was just telling me this. Do you have any idea
Oh,
what
well
it's going
then,
to be?
I'll shut
guess-
the fuck up
Please.
then, I guess.
What, when were you scheduled to be leaving?
She looked at her paper. We are supposed to be leaving today just around noon is when everything was supposed to be cleared for us.
I don't remember if Funeral said anything about noon, or did you?
Hey,
So-
Finn!
Something about it trying to be delayed.
Finn!
They said, I remember, Beck remembers something about them trying to delay it so that they would leave late and something bad was going to happen. And it would be better if it was later.
Finn!
Stop! You're on the wrong channel.
Finn!
Captain
What?
Something's supposed to be happening at noon. What do you know? We're at the ship. Over.
Beck doesn't remember.
Who's this man? What the hell are you talking about?
What you heard was he said the Queen said, "See if you can harry them. It would be better if they were a few hours late in leaving. It would be most advantageous to us in that matter."
It might have been fixed. I think Grim squished it.
Well!
Cop Melanor! Cop Melanor!
Days.
Peek out the door.
There is a familiar. He's got some. He's a half giant. Got some giant blood in him. He's a little bit taller than Grim. Very pleasant-looking individual. One of her ship. One of her crewmates. She goes, "Oh, it's Friar. Let him in."
Step out of the way.
As he steps in,
Friar talk.
he goes, "Oh, Cap Eleanor, I received a message, ma'am, from the council. If you'd like to look at it." She goes, "Yes, thank you, Freya. If you want to, I'll take that."
Wait!
He just takes the message.
Don't open it.
Could be a trap.
She just kind of sets it down. There is no.
But I'm like, can't she?
Grab
Shit
my,
here now.
grab my tweezers.
Who are you? No, there is no magic coming from it.
Tell me you would pay good money to see this fucking detective do it.
I now know what the first book series of my world's going to be.
It's like Merry and Pippin trying to be detectives.
Half and half detective agency.
Do you see anything, Finnegan?
I'll take my glasses back off. There's no magic.
Half a cop and a half.
It is addressed to Captain Eleanor of the Wyvern's
Come on,
Race.
that's fucking fun.
Is there a seal?
Cop and a half?
There is. It is a seal from the office of the Council of Port Plate.
But no specific.
No specific council, no.
Would I know if that would be strange?
Not really. Because you have, like, each individual councilor has their own seal and power. Then, like, say if somebody wanted to petition the council itself and want a response for them, say for something, some political matter, some political favor, it would be up to the. It would be up to essentially what would normally be the praetor, except there has not been one elected because you guys killed the last one, and it's an ongoing process.
Well,
Allegedly.
technically, something else killed the praetor.
It was dead when
and
we
then
got
we
there.
killed
Well,
that.
that's fair.
For the record.
But right now, the office, you get a sense that there is a layer of bureaucracy that is determining yes or no. But no, it would not be unusual for this to happen.
Okay. Go ahead.
You watch as she opens it, kind of reads it, and goes, "Well, I'm glad nobody put a bet on this thing." She kind of tosses the paper in front of you.
I'll grab it.
You both pick up half of it.
Oh, what's happening here? I feel some tension. I'm gonna sneak away.
It's okay. So it's it's set up in like a very sort of like fill in the blank like government paper draft kind of style. It goes to Captain Eleanor. It is requested by the Council of Port Blaven that you accept the emissary from Kralot and the Drakon Union for an inspection of your ship, as to use a reason. They're interested to see how non-Kralotan ships handle and use the Weirstones.
Do you have everything you need to get out of here?
No, the shipments just now. I understand just now getting into Port Blaven. It'll still take a couple hours to load, and then the 12 o'clock was the proper and right time. It would, I guess, we could rush things and maybe get out of here around 10, a couple hours before. But
Do that.
Sounds like a plan.
well, I'd have to call him a few favors, but I think we can do that. Yeah, it's Frere. Yes, Captain. Send a message to the shipping guilds. Tell them to put a rush on it, and I'll give them a barrel I'll give them a barrel of Haggerty's best booze.
Fuck, I'll do it.
You hear there's a pause and you go, animate objects. You see that there's a pause and it's just, does Haggerty know you're giving away his booze, man? That's none of your concern. Shutting up, Captain.
He will later.
He won't. I've been taking it for years. Fucker doesn't know shit.
I didn't know we had a pickled halfling with us.
Is there any way to?
That's why I assume you were.
That bottle of whiskey in his pocket is his binky.
Any way to inspect the Weirstones from the ship?
Yeah, you
inside.
could. So the way the Weirstones are set is, so you have her quarters, then there is a singular, there's a deck and you have a hull. The back part of the hull is where the apparatus that holds the Weirstones, and then, because the way the ships are designed is there's like copper pipes and little tubing runs all through it. That energy is pumped from the stones in various points, and then when arcane energy is applied to the Weirstones, it'll make them speed up, slow down, raise, fall, that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can inspect the engine, so to speak, inside the ship.
I'll ask Captain Allen's permission to do this, of course.
Of course, Ricardo. She
I
gives you
mean, after
directions.
that incident yesterday, Finnegan, do you mind coming with?
What was that?
Since you're the arcanist of the group.
Oh, certainly.
All right. I'll go fuck myself then.
Kieran, I mean, if you don't mind, you can take a look out.
If.
Just in case.
Oh, look out.
Where's Donnie?
We've been through this. Tells me you don't listen to a thing I say and don't appreciate my help with anything. You know what, Rikara? We spent the most time together since the beginning.
I'm just.
It started you, me, Oriana, Reed.
And Donnie.
Who's Reed?
And I don't know. Reed was the original Montel.
He was.
Oh dear.
Right.
I guess we'll go inspect the Weirstones.
I'll keep an eye out.
Roll me, Kieran, as you step on the ship. Roll perception check.
Perception.
Since you're the one keeping an eye out.
Yeah, right? Perception. I'll see how my shit is. That's going to be a 24.
Toward the center, from where you're standing, you can kind of see it on the edge. In the center of the city, where the council district is, you see kind of coming out of that gateway leading into it, there appears to be a small troop. You see a couple of draconians, two of the small greener ones with wings, and right behind them. By the way, I'm sorry, it wasn't one of the purple ones that you saw. It was this kind of like greener one. That was
Green.
yeah, the green one. The purple one being kind of walking out now is the one you see leading a group of these three, the small greener ones with wings, draconians, and they appear to be like moving directly toward the docking tower.
Guys, I think that I see them coming. Shall I delay them?
Is this open channel?
No, I'm doing these guys.
Oh,
They just went down.
And I'm just
You see
sitting
the-
I'm on Team Boat.
You see the Draconians?
I think so. Yeah. There's
We
a
have-
purple one. There's a green one.
Chartreuse.
Another green one. Kind of a yellow color.
We should tell
Barney
those.
Baby Pop and BJ.
We should tell those on the ground to delay them if they can, and you can stay up here.
Keep me away from all the action. Appreciate that, Ricaro.
Just in case.
No fun at all.
Take a bring away. Ricara's got no respect for me. Doesn't appreciate me as a member of this team.
Calm down, Hawkeye.
So where are you going?
I am going to.
Interesting. Interesting.
Kieran's feeling useless right now. I'm going to activate my armor,
Okay.
and I'm going to try to come along the side of a building, and so I can meet up with the
So,
Draconians.
Your armor
I'm
has
stopping
these
fucking Barney.
like thin leather pauldron feather design to them. That when you activate them, the pauldrons seem to unhook, and as they furl out behind you, they increase to full size. The set of majestic, like falcon-like wings, kind of now tuck in.
I'm small enough. I look like a falcon.
So with that
You look like
you
Jason
leap off
Barney.
you leap off the wyvern's rest, and you take wing. Where are you heading?
Is that a bird?
I'm going to the.
Is it?
I'm making my way over there. To yes, but not to like try to get to a building close by so I
Advantageous
can like
position.
Gotcha.
go into a alleyway.
Let's see, roll me a stealth check then.
Oh God,
Yeah, try to beat a 49.
I can't. Even with Pass Without a Trace, I don't have any boots or whatever the hell,
So the
Uh,
boots doesn't give any.
or whatever.
They
Whatever
give
you
you
have.
advantage.
Give him advantage, yeah.
Stealth. 16.
16.
You fly like an eagle.
To the sea.
So you need to go far.
You kind of leap up and swing out over the bay. Right as they kind of hit a curve, whereas a row of buildings, these are like the basically, essentially, this is like the what's it called? You go to a different country, you take your passport.
Customs.
Customs. Any sort of like any foreign visitors will first come to these buildings. This is also where the harbor master, the dock master's office is. They're walking past as you swing behind it, giving you plenty of cover. Kind of a light. It's got like a 45 degree set of 9-degree buildings with a tower in the center of it. As you kind of like a light to that. It's only about because how long is it? Like how long does it last? It's an hour or 10 minutes.
It's like 10 minutes.
10 minutes. That's
it's
maybe
10 minutes.
maybe a minute of flight time.
Fly speed 40 feet.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
So it's maybe a minute of flight time as you kind of land. Which, by the way, as long as you're not flying, it's not counting against your time.
Right.
So, so you still have 9 minutes you can use.
Okay.
As you watch this group, I'll show you what they look like.
God, if you could pull up a picture. You son of a bitch. I can take
We squished a green
Oh,
one.
the answer was no, by the way. I do not have any of those guys.
Oh, there's 4.
Cool. Yes, it was the
The guy in front looks like a 2-armed Prince Goro.
the purple one.
The Emperor's
followed by
daughter.
3 of the small ones, the smaller ones.
I care about her.
The ones that you guys engaged in squish look like that. What are you doing as you're watching? Because you can tell they're heading toward that tower, that docking tower.
Where they are?
Yeah. So while you're thinking, we'll roll back time a little bit.
But I was like, I'm saying that to myself, and then be like, Grim, Finn, Sargent,
Yeah?
What's that?
and that's it.
This will be about the time.
Nathaniel.
Like, this will be about the time like you guys are crawling out of the water. The 2 guards have crawled up.
The dragon people, they're making their way towards the towards the airship. I see them in my sights. Should I do anything to try to delay them or get them into a certain position? Over.
Why are they going to the airship?
because they're gonna go there, and I believe they're gonna check out the Weirstone things, which Finn or
Just a
Finnegan
second. I want to
and-
ask a thing. Are you doing this
go ahead.
directly to us or in the open channel?
No, it's directly to you guys.
Okay.
No, Finnegan and Rakara are not on this channel. Over. Anyway, so
Well, I was going to ask about.
We're saying over.
Why can I
just
think
to
of his
let you know
name?
that I'm done talking.
Hemlock.
Oh.
Did you ask Hemlock if they sent that letter?
What?
The council member Hemlock, who has a ring.
What about him?
See if you can get a hold of Hemlock. We will be there momentarily.
Hemlock.
What is it, kid?
Hey, we've never talked over this. How are you doing? It's been a while since we talked.
I'll be honest, I'm a little bit worried. There's some interesting things that Halifor has told us.
Oh.
And I'm not certain I trust these Draconians anymore.
Well, they're on their way to the. Did you send a letter to Rakara? What's the name of the captain?
Captain Ella.
Welcome to party
Huh?
time.
Captain Ella.
Ella?
Ella.
Did you send a letter? Hey, Hemlock, it's Kevin again. Did you send a letter to Captain Ella?
Please hold.
No, I did not send a letter to Captain Ella. What was the letter about?
Oh, it was regarding the Draconians coming to see the Weirstones on the ship.
No. What we received notice that the Krolatan ambassador basically exercised his privilege to ask for a favor of the council itself, and the bureaucrats, the clerical administrators, they took care of that. It was just a simple thing that happens a lot for visiting dignitaries to see certain sites within the city, and so it was not outside their own possibility, and it was instantly approved. We did receive notice of that, yes.
All right, it just seems shady as fuck to me. All right, Thornton.
Yeah.
Hey, so they yeah. To your question about the letter with Hemlock. What? I'm going between a bunch of people, so
Where are you?
No, hang on. Seth, take a point of inspiration. Bravo. This is
I'm just imagining like one guy answering 4 phones.
I'm literally
At the
saying,
same
hold
time.
please, hold please.
Looking for him
Roll me
to
per-
kill him.
Roll me perception.
Grim just looks confused.
Nick Daniel is
Now
just
imagine like Grim starting to walk in place, stop, goes to walk, like going back and forth. On a 19, yes, you do.
Thornton, this is
and
Hemlock.
you
Oh,
do
sorry.
clock in like eyeing
Thornton,
the
this is
E,
Hemlock
the word,
again.
and power and that. Kieran, about this time, a large shadow passes over the top of you. As you look up to see a black dragon shape kind of turning and banking coming toward you.
I just hit against the wall.
Finreal alights onto the roof in front of you with Severin.
Do that.
I'm sorry. Do you want us to be sneaky?
Oh, I was about to say it's all right, but now I see that there's sass behind this apology. So I revoke my opponent. Hey,
We're here.
So-
this is where we are. We're at this roof.
so are we being sneaky about this, or are we just like, I mean, there's a giant fucking thing.
All right, Grim,
Seth,
I don't
go
know
that
what this roof is or where here is, so
No,
we
I
are.
tell you the name.
Okay,
of the building.
okay.
Bet
The way
he
you
doesn't
said
know
that, I
what
was
We're on
like,
the corner of 54th and Broadway. Get there now.
We went and saw
Kieran,
Tabaxi.
This is your op. This is your op. What do you want us
This
to
is
do?
my op.
want me to help make
No,
a
I
distraction?
got over here and then I called you so that it's not my op.
Grim.
Don't ask me to fucking
As you have been walking along the dock face, you've passed the docking tower where the Wyvern's Rest is. In the distance, you see the large, dockmaster and customs building, and walking towards you is he's about your height, like about good, 7-8 feet tall. This large, purple-skinned draconian, followed by several smaller, green winged draconians behind him, and they don't care if you're in their way. You see, they're as they're walking along the dock.
Sneeze! Do it!
All right, sorry about that. Cool. At one point, there's just this young street urchin kind of standing there looking at him, and they actually bump him off the side of the water. They're not caring if they're in your way. They're walking with an air of self-importance.
Look at that, Grim. It's not every day you see a horse with 2 rear ends.
And the
Straight
Draconian,
rats. Straight rats.
Grim.
I don't
Talk
know
to
if
you.
he said that the man had
He
a
sees
full
you.
size for a face.
And here's the thing. This is a Draconian.
Did I tip on his tail recently?
This Draconian. Actually, no, that was me. Yeah, this is it's clock
Goody.
and in common, you hear, "Out of the way, Tusker."
No.
It's like stops, stares at you.
I sent you what this guy said.
Let's go say, how close are we right now?
So from their point to where they are, it's about 300 yards. But that's at an angle. Probably a good 120 feet this way. You're only about 60 feet from the base of the docking tower, which is the ship is about another 30 feet in the air. And
Well, I meant our group on the ground from these draconians that are insulting Grim.
you are all within probably 300 feet. Like you're all within.
So he's
football field.
yelling at us to move.
Yeah. No, this is just like right now. It's just because Grim's the only one that's in front. As he just kind of leans in. I don't care if it'll get me arrested. Move your orc ass, or I'll move it for you.
I'll
If
let
Grim
you
doesn't
have
take him,
one
he's
try. And call me Tusker. One more time.
Gotta
Silver on Grim. Can I start the
Dude,
power walk
I
over
still
there?
taking
And
the
as I'm
right?
power walking,
A vision has
We have permission, but let's have
Rikara.
fun with this. I got a gold on Grim.
Rikara, remember how you told me to stay on the ship and keep an eye out? I'm
did.
sorry. And then I
Kieran drops from the roof, starts
power
walking over. Finreal, you
I'm going with him because I know what's happening.
you see as this this Draconian mastermind turns back to the 2-foot soldier, just kind of chuckles. 1,000 years and they still haven't learned their place. As he comes around the swing.
Grim does not kill.
That is a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
He swings not with a weapon, but with it's almost like his claws seem to extend and darken and toughen as he rends you across your chest. 4.
Does it give me time to rage? Since he basically just goes
You know what?
haymaker.
I'll say because of what's been established. When he called you a Tusker, I would say that you can use that to kind of
Call me Tusker one more time.
flare up.
Call me asshole one more time.
That is 14 points of slashing damage. Have the 7.
Okay, let me do some quick math.
As Finreal and Kieran, you very clearly see.
To Hemlock, your draconians just assaulted Grim.
You just hear. Fuck.
Them up?
Oh, and over the thing I say, I'm sorry.
Is he range out to hear all of us?
He is.
Oh,
I would like.
So
as
we
I'm
all heard
power walking over there.
Power walk.
I would like rage. No, because I see this happen, and I got my boys back. My boy Grim. My boy. I would like to. This is a move I've seen Spider-Man do. Kind of jump up, grab the back of his armor to give me momentum to spin around. And I want to kick the guy in the fucking face.
This is the same one that.
The one who just hit him.
Okay. Roll me an acrobatics check.
I'm on your boy, Grip! An acrobatics?
sorry.
I apologize to Rikara.
Banishment to the 2 green
Hang on,
ones.
We gotta.
Oh god, I'm gonna use one of my inspirations.
One of.
Our only weakness.
The number
Rolling
2.
the dice!
Okay. Acrobatics, you said?
Yeah.
It's better. 19?
19, that beats his AC. This will give you an advantage on the attack.
Natural 19, which is
For you as a
crit.
critical.
So
Were you expecting this today?
Say when.
yeah. When? Oh god, I'm gonna kill him!
This was a
He snaps. I
kid,
snaps
so
his
that
neck. I'm like,
would that be natural
oh
weapon?
no!
Oh, this is bludgeoning.
I'm sorry.
Oh God.
Oh, what have I
Wait, you said a kick, right?
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
kick natural weapon?
No. The damage type is the critical
Oh.
damage type for these.
Okay.
Strike. Triple damage. Target is knocked into another creature within 5 feet of them. Both must make a DC 14 dexterity saving throw. On a fail, take an additional 1d6 bludgeoning and are knocked prone.
Who, me?
Alright, so let me I got their cards here. Let me see.
All right,
What am I doing?
you've just elevated to actual Robin now.
Okay.
For the record, the triple damage is going to be 3 damage plus your strength.
Okay. So the mastermind got a natural 22 to stop. The other guy got a total of an 8. So he's going to take an additional. He takes an additional 1d6. Takes additional d6 damage, 6 points, and he is knocked prone. So one of these guys, I'm going to say, as you walked up, jumped, and swung, kicking him into this one here, so he falls prone. Let's go ahead and get miniatures because we're about to roll some initiative. Roll damage.
Hey, guys, this is great. Which is just a D4, right?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
We all rolling.
Am I
I'm gonna say the moment he let that out, you all heard. You all took off running. So you didn't get.
It's like
Is that a
schoolyard.
D4? Because that's just me kicking.
All right,
That's right. You just hit D4.
Which is. Oh, Jesus. Jesus! 10 points of damage.
Is that triple?
I rolled 3 times.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, it's 30. I'm fucking kill it.
you wouldn't actually.
Thanks for knocking me over, son.
No, I know.
Let me get
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why you know grab Grim? Huh? Why you know grab
I
Grim?
don't know what Grim is.
Grim is the unpainted orc up
Okay.
there. It's been the same one we
Well, he's
using
in
for
the
months.
corner over there.
Do you have
The other ones
dimension
were
door?
lined up.
Will you just
you have
grab
dimension door?
the black and blue
Do I have
dragon?
dimension?
Sir.
No.
Sir.
Sir,
Sir.
sir,
Will you grab the black and blue dragon?
The black and blue dragon there.
It's the appropriate size one. Mine are outside.
Right there.
Yeah.
All right.
For some reason, I was looking for the smaller.
I feel
version.
like we may have.
So,
We may have escalated this.
I brought it in here for
Ah,
you.
perfect.
And you
Okay.
talked to him
So-
about it.
Kieran will be. Oh, that's not the right one. Okay. Wrong button. So Kieran will be right about here.
I'm directly in front of this bastard.
We'll say the momentum swung you around and put you there, Kieran.
Okay.
Move him to there, please.
What am I doing?
This is actually. If we were saying this is the waterfront, it's more like this.
Move him into position!
So yeah, it'd be more like that.
Quick!
Honestly,
The cartoon
if
character is on his way.
where he should
Oh
be,
no, I
honestly.
knocked him over.
So that's about what you would dimension door into.
I had dimension door.
How did you?
You were talking about all 4 of us being down on the
Oh,
dock
okay.
and
Yeah.
him back and forth.
Right.
Like, why would Grim run off from the rest of the group?
That's fair. Okay.
That's what I was trying to get positioning.
Yeah, Grim had just been walking
So
back
that
and
means
forth.
just kind of give an angle. We'll say that 30 feet up. We'll just use this for the moment. This will be kind of the appropriate area for Rikara and Finnegan to be on.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
With Finrio following along with after Kieran,
Yeah.
where would Finn be?
You would you'd be close to the back of them. You would have
Over here?
Yep. All right. So with
And
that,
I'm like, oh god!
okay, mastermind.
What did
and
I do?
foot soldiers.
The right thing.
I just.
He started it.
Mastermind,
He started. He attacked him, and I just. And guess what?
It's all red.
soldiers.
I'm right beside you.
And guess what? I still haven't moved. I still haven't moved.
Finnegan,
25.
25.
My
Jesus.
+5.
Grim,
14.
14. Sorndren,
20.
20. Rikara,
18.
Kieran,
14.
Finnegan,
7.
Nathaniel,
26.
26. So where are we going? Nathaniel, and then Finriel. Mastermind.
Mastermind.
Then Sorndren.
Seems pretty dumb to me.
Then Kara. Kieran, you have the higher dex between you and Grim, right? Yeah. Kieran.
What's your dex?
Grim. Then the Foot Soldiers. And then
It's the Foot Clan.
So, by the way, all three of these look like little small guys. You know, I don't have many of the little small guys. So all three of them look like him. They're carrying swords, not tridents. So, with that, Nathaniel, your turn.
Why don't we make this a fair fight? Banishment on the two still standing.
Jesus Christ.
What's the save?
Charisma.
The thing
You're
is
just dead
banishment.
set on rolling
Like
to
in-
see what's going on, aren't you?
Like in my mind,
Huh?
banishment's like it's creatures.
First one's
These
a
devil
spell.
things. It's just like no, I'm just citizen. It's like walking around.
Second one's a natural 1. So they both blink out of existence.
And Nathaniel's just holding his hand clenched.
I was gonna say,
Y'all
it,
have fun.
it called for a roll last time. Does it call for a roll this time now?
It does, yes.
One for each, right?
Yes.
Cool. 15 and a natural 20.
20, we reset your counter. Okay, so. Anything else?
Nope. I'll take that bet.
Finrio.
Fenrir, there's still one prone over here, right?
Correct.
See, I was just attacking someone who's attacking another citizen. Anything after this, I'm not responsible.
Goes in every fight.
I'm a good noodle.
Finn is going to ready his bow to shoot the one that's prone
Okay.
if he stands up to get involved.
Okay.
I stay down.
Good with that. Cool.
I stay still.
I'll say
Yeah.
something in Draconic because I've as close to a understand as possible because I know they speak a little bit differently.
Gotcha. Okay.
In orders to stay out of it and let the two of them resolve it.
It is the Mastermind's turn. Okay. He looks at you, Grim. Just after seeing him vanish, two of his men blink out. The one he hears you call it out, and he's like, "Me and you, big man." Speaking perfect common. Winner gets the other one's hide.
I love ripping yours off.
Assume the boxing position.
Whiskey, you mean mother's milk?
Hey, Grim.
Good.
Yes.
I need a DC. Give me a DC 17 con saving throw, please.
Con.
Sorry, DC 16.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that. 28.
28. All right. So, the good news is you'll be taking half damage. You'll get no level of exhaustion, and you'll be immune to this for the rest of the day. Bad news is you're taking half of 10d6.
So a normal Tuesday.
That sounds like a lot of damage.
8.
It does sound like it. It's probably not.
About 30.
Yeah. As you're standing there, when you say, he just kind of as this like thick, noxious breath just flows out of his mouth.
That's nasty.
That's pretty gross. Not gonna lie.
A lot of ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Grab now.
18, 28. 16. 16 points of poison damage. He will then make his 2 attacks against you. Again, these like almost looks like obsidian or onyx claws just extend out of his hand. as he makes his first swing. Where did the Cooper dice go?
Interesting.
15. Probably gonna miss.
That actually hits.
Okay.
My AC is not that great.
Oh my.
That is 10 points of slashing, half to 5. Second attack. 18 total.
That'll hit.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of slashing, half to 6. That's his turn. Up next is Sorndrin.
Grim, how do you want to do this?
That's my job.
Take your poison.
Thank you.
You want help or not?
If I go down, assume I need help.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold action.
No. I'm gonna use my action and my move to go stand on top of the other one so he doesn't get up.
Okay. You'll move.
You gonna teabag him?
No, just gonna be 1 foot standing right there on the chest. Like a little pressure, but not enough to actually be a problem.
To make things easier, I'm actually going to say he removes this cloak of displacement because I keep forgetting.
Okay, fair enough.
At that point, he just took it off.
It's like, hit me. All I can think of is if you ever seen Escape from the Blood Keep, the one that Brindley Milligan ran with that had Mercer in it. It was the orc is like, kill me, I want to die. So Soren, as you put your foot on it, this the draconian actually snarls at you, and the mastermind, you hear him and turns back. Basically, stay down, you fool. I'll finish this myself.
What?
And you see this foot soldier actually kind of cowers at that. Anything else, Soren?
Don't think so. Just making sure. Yeah. Nothing else.
Okay. Riccardo, you're up. Version
how
3.0 at this point.
How far up are we?
You're about 30 feet up, and then about that appropriate amount over.
Take a run leap and jump out and fly out maybe 30 feet.
Still staying that high in the air?
Still staying behind there.
How far more that way? That I can't
Think of
count.
Sam.
Finnegan, roll me a wisdom save. What? Roll me a wisdom save.
Oh, you're actually pretty close. Oddly enough.
Damn.
I think you're like one square away, but I don't know if you could reach it. There you go.
Is this against being frightened or against spells?
Nope.
Alright, 22.
You didn't. For a moment, the urge to stick your foot out was very, very real.
And now
It's not that
Beck
the
just
guy
has to
has
hold
3
that right
sets
there
of fucking wings to choose
the whole
from.
time. Good job, Beck.
We're almost to a fourth set
This is my
somehow.
job.
Look,
Yeah, you just have to hold
we
that.
are at biblical angel
I'm
realm
ready to
right now.
shift.
We are
My
3
arm
sets
is
of
getting
wings.
Yeah,
tired.
you're right.
We
Activate
are
3
now
at
on
once.
the elbow.
And they're all bonus action.
Just the same
You can
bonus
just put them on
action.
the ground. I can just mentally keep track of it. It's fine.
Or
Well, he's putting
I've got
I
the
can
I've
hold
got
him
the
to
thing
help
here.
to
Oh,
levitate.
okay.
I'll get my fishing rod.
All right.
That'll be fine.
Nimbus.
Oh, Ricardo's brought a plastic shelf with himself.
One more square this way.
All right.
And then while in the air, I will cast Mind Whip on the Mastermind. That is
Okay.
a Intelligence 18 saving throw.
Ricardo don't care about no fight. He doesn't know about it.
So intelligence save.
Can you,
Yes.
can you help her?
There's a
I'm
27 total.
That makes it.
Okay.
Look, the way Grim said it, I'm taking it as he doesn't want help unless he goes down. Then he wants help.
Riccara, when you lash at him, okay, well, we'll get to that part later. Okay. Actually, no, you cast a spell targeting him. Roll me a d20, please.
Yeah.
Did 1 time?
I'll use my, can I use Inspiration to reroll that?
What's the roll?
1.
That cannot be rerolled.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Which means you still have that inspiration.
So the inspiration.
Good boy.
Oh, did
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
Kara.
D100.
Roll
my
me a
friend.
D100.
Oh,
Jesus.
no.
You have one of those?
It's a 2d10s, but one of them has the
The
zero.
percentile.
Yeah. Not these two.
All right. Do you want one that actually has zeros on it?
I got those.
No, just pick one and
Yeah.
It
there
doesn't
you
one
go.
high, one low.
Okay, so 10 and
So 14.
14.
14. Rikara, the moment you lash out at him, you can feel the magic attempt to hit, like make contact, but when it gets within a certain part of him, something backfires across it. I need to look up how this spell works. Excuse me.
Oh,
Which spell is it?
What is Reaper?
This then,
Guys-
this combat brought to you by
Guys, Reaper is like the best equip. See, it's a hard thing to say. The best equipment.
All right.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take Reaper.
Rikara, I need a wisdom saving throw against your spell save.
So
18.
18.
Oh, 19.
Give me a DC 18 wisdom saving throw.
Come on.
18.
Okay, so even though you cast confusion centered upon yourself, you made the save.
How wide is confusion?
10 feet.
Okay. Okay.
It's 10 feet.
Now I see why you were looking it up.
You do lose the spell slot, but there is something about the nature of this mastermind, something about his biology that is warping your magic.
So the spell didn't connect.
It did not connect. You did still spend the spell slot, though. It was like something, the moment the energy got near him, he warped and changed it. It went wild.
That'll end my turn.
All right. Kieran, you're up.
Well, I feel like a whole thing's happening. So in front of me is Grim fighting the mastermind.
Yep.
Who? And then is there anyone else up?
Currently, no.
All right. I am going to.
I will say, Kieran, since you're right by Grim,
Mm-hmm.
you've seen him rage before.
Yeah.
He's frothing at the mouth right now.
I'm trying to think. Do we want this guy dead? Because I don't know if this is a good thing or a
Well, you
bad
also
thing for him to die.
you heard the conversation of, do you want help, Grim?
Yeah.
If I go down, I need help.
All right, I'm going to take out my sword, and I'm just going to hold attack if
Okay.
I need to. I don't know what
Alright.
that means.
Grim,
I'm just gonna wait.
that's your turn? Just going to hold action?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold hold action.
Grim, then you're, as a free action for you, because you're up next,
Right.
roll me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Yeah.
Wisdom check. Whee. How appropriate.
Natural 1.
Not one.
For a moment, you close your eyes and you open them. You're no longer on the docks of Port Blaven. You feel familiar blood and snow mixed sawdust beneath your feet. You hear the roar of Grim the Butcher, Grim the Butcher. In front of you, another half-orc is just, come on! Yeah, I'll tear you in half. Come on! This rage filling you as you turn and stare down this draconian, a familiar revelry filling every part of your body as your hands tighten around Grimfrost.
Let's walk up to him and start the fun.
Go for it.
Oh no.
Okay, that's interesting. 15 on both dice, which makes it a 28.
That hits.
21 points of damage, 7 of that being cold damage.
All damage appears to be dealt as normal.
Second attack.
Okay.
28.
Hits.
Oh, I've not been adding shit. There was another die that I didn't throw in there. So add another 5 to the previous damage. I'll roll that again.
That just right over it.
I haven't been taking notes. until
27 points of damage.
27.
And he will frenzy.
Ooh, okay.
So close. That is a 31.
Definitely hits.
He said beats it. I'm like, I fucked up. Wow. 21 points of damage.
Almost enough trombones. Okay.
And
Oh, so you said 21. Forgive me. Way too many trombones.
let's see.
You technically still have your bonus action. Oh no, you did your,
No,
your
'cause frenzy.
Frenzy, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, my frenzy was part of the bonus section.
I really think
Let's see. Okay, that's it. Alright, that's it.
Quick question: you still wearing explosive ring?
Oh yeah,
Did it
Which
go
is
off when he
something
hit you?
it should have, but I forgot.
Okay.
Just like with the
Cloak.
cloak displacement, I forgot.
Okay.
Fair enough.
With that, it is the foot soldier. He just looks up at you, Sorndrin, and just kind of but is very subdued.
There's a whole new meaning to foot soldier.
Finnegan,
Fucking got him.
your turn.
You sit from up there, I'm like 30 feet away.
30 feet up, and then this approximate distance across.
I would like. Because I don't really give a shit about these dueling rules. I ain't got time for that shit.
That's the bad thing is that the two of you don't know about the dueling rules.
So y'all were not close enough to hear that.
Yep.
And Finnegan doesn't speak Draconic, so well, that was in common. The dual was in
Do
common,
not.
so, yeah.
But what Finnegan will do, Finnegan will cast. Where's that? Finnegan will cast
Where's the kaboom?
Enlarge.
On.
Suddenly so slow. Suddenly so.
Grim, did you eat your spinach today?
Green's gonna beat him.
No one sure. This will work.
Interesting.
It's a big beefy boy with a bloody axe.
Yeah, that'll work.
Grim, please.
Oh God! Oh God!
He's down! Stand on Grim! He's down! Now help! You do an additional 1d4 damage. You're now large and you weigh 8 times more than what you normally do.
Dear
I
God.
wonder if we can get James to take this again, like, and size it up to huge, like to large.
To large.
You just up it
Yeah.
by some percentage.
You also have advantage on strength and strength saving throws. But I think you're already-
Also because of my
I'm trying.
you do add a D. Is it D4 of damage as well?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, cool.
Makes me scared.
All right. Anything else, Finnegan?
Here, so you can keep track. A large
it's a second
D4.
level spell.
Target
back of
hams,
my
you know,
mind
okay,
is
yeah,
like-
you're good.
I don't know if this guy's. We need to kill him. So like my
Back up,
holding
well,
action is almost
A
for like
20 twice.
you to keep you from killing him. So each one,
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's good.
I don't know if I can do that now.
With my bonus action, I will Misty Step down to the dock.
Over here.
What? Hell no.
Hello.
Within range.
I would like to. I'm a wizard. Oh look, I'm in the middle.
I challenge you to a duel.
I'm in danger.
All right. Anything else, Finnegan?
That'll be it.
All right, Nathaniel, you're up. Somebody will move Nathaniel, please.
About to scratch up?
I'm over here with you now.
All right.
And I just stay there.
Just holding. Okay.
One.
9 more rounds.
All right.
Rogues D.
Finrio, your turn.
D6. So
Yeah, that sounds right.
I've rolled really low on my hit points.
They're fighting. You coming? To Hemlock specifically.
Hemlock is. I'm passing through the coin district right now. I'm almost there.
Almost ain't gonna cut it, Hoss.
Someone's gonna be dead by then.
All right.
And if it's Grim, it's going to be the rest of them.
Yeah.
Out the way. I'm taking an Uber.
It's the mastermind's turn.
Uh-huh.
Oh god.
I don't know about the magic stuff going on, do I? With
No.
them?
Correct.
Can I Hunter's Mark him? Before my
You
turn
can.
is
You can
over?
bonus action Hunter's Mark.
Bonus action Hunter's Mark.
Roll me a d20.
See, I completely forgot about Hunter's Mark.
11.
Okay, you're good. It is Hunter's Mark.
If he tries to leave, I don't want him disappearing before Hemlock's here.
Well, that's the roll I made. He sees. He stares up at you, Grim. Artemat. A familiar amulet in his hand. I need everyone within 60 feet. I believe that's everybody.
I done goofed.
I need dexterity saving throws.
Oh,
You
I have
done
advantage
goofed.
on
That's
those.
a area, so it'll hit you as well.
Is it a spell?
It is not a spell.
It's a lot like a spell.
I'm good.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 19 on the die for a total of 27.
Cool.
What was the DC?
Uh-huh. If it's more than 27, I'm a cry.
DC is 18.
Okay.
Phew. Okay. I got 30 20.
I got
I've watched this
19.
thing roll for a solid 30 seconds.
The DC was what?
18. Come around. Pass, fail.
Pass.
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 Fail.
Pass.
Pass.
Fail.
What about Severin?
Seb's technically not here. He's
Okay.
just over
Gotcha.
there.
Okay.
That direction.
So,
He's just.
And the one on the ground automatically fails.
Here in the spot
Because
used
I
to
am holding
sit.
him in place. He cannot roll.
Yeah, he's also on the ground.
30.
Feels good, don't it?
Huh?
Feels good, don't it?
Dex save? That's pretty cool. I'm used to it on like ability things, but oh wait, no, that would 20. I was thinking. That's still 20.
Is this
Pretty
part of
good.
the spell?
it is. It's an organic ability.
I just remember to have a ring that involves
Our
spells.
injected himself full of shimmer.
But it's targeting spells.
I've seen Arcane.
Correct. Yep.
Who passed?
It's all of us but me and Rikara.
42 points of force damage. Those who failed,
84.
84 points of force damage, and you were blown back 30 feet.
Except
As
42.
yes, as you watch in a moment, from the moment he slammed this medallion, that small blade into his arm and twisted, in a split second, every portion of his body seemed to, like the scene from, I'm sorry, Brody, the scene from Covenant, the Alien movie. Everything in his body seemed to liquefy and then energize. Make a roll for the tower.
Question.
It was how far
If
back
I
you
nat 20 for the concentration check, would it still hold?
Yes.
Okay. So I will at least
That's
try.
fair.
No.
Okay.
The other two pop
Yep.
back in.
Homeboy on the ground is dead. He He only has 25 HP. He's dead.
I was flying down, so would I be blown back up?
You're blown back upwards.
Okay.
Upwards
Those two pop
ass
in
over
and see
tea
what's
kettle.
going on at the end.
Spellcasters who failed. You feel this grime, like almost like this like dark red grime covering you, as you feel your magic flicker and go out.
Ooh, damn. Ass over tea kettle in mid-air with no
you're
magic.
Effectively, you're subject to a no magic zone.
And retaliation. I took damage from this guy, and he's within 5 feet from me. So I get a melee hit.
He's not there anymore.
He's not there.
He's not.
No.
Dead.
Grim,
He
he became the atomic bomb.
Allah
He is
Akbar.
the bomb we were
He-
talking
he
about
was-
this thing
he was
becoming.
the Allahu Akbar.
yes.
Whatever puddle is left of him,
Stop.
I attack it.
Grim, no, he's supposed to live. Oh, well, okay. You do as you be.
All around you, buildings crumble. People scream as you were in the middle of a busy dock when this fight went down. Though the side of the tower has taken damage,
You're regular sized again.
Oh dear.
it barely manages to still stand. As while the outer wall and one structure leg was destroyed, the other three can maintain it. The ship giving kind of a counterbalance to it. Those who failed have been knocked prone 30 feet. Sorndrin, that puts you into the water. Oh, did you made your save?
Yeah.
So you were not knocked back.
Grim's still kind of beating on a puddle.
Yeah.
I'm
At normal
gonna
size.
tell Nathaniel to go check that wall, and I'm just gonna. I'm walking up to Grim. I'm coming within range and just gonna kind of grab him by both sides of the head and go, big guy, hey, focus.
In your hand, you feel
Focus.
kind of.
The sun's going down.
Grim, roll me another wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
How'd that work?
Do I get knocked back onto the boat?
These two that are
Roll me a dex save.
these two that are looking at what used to be their boss
Yeah.
in Grim.
Nah.
You hit the side of that wall and fall.
Are my wings still up, or are they
No, that one because your wings are a magical effect. No, that's a
class?
class feature.
It's a class feature or a
Divine
species feature, whichever wings you pulled out, because you have
The
both.
ones from your divine spark will not work. I'll say that your gem wings will work, but you have to work for them. You have to focus to keep them up.
Spark? Okay.
What did I get knocked into?
Oh god, there are buildings over there. Roll me a luck roll.
That Darkon I'm behind
That's
is
17.
as a
17. You land. You're still hurt, but you land what looked to be it was like a pile of like pallets and burlap sacks. So you don't hit like a wall or anything really hard that would do a lot more damage to you. But yeah, in that moment you realize why those draconians, their energy was similar to yours. It's not gem dragon blood. It's the literal gems that basically they have somehow harnessed the power of Solior to control the ley lines. And wherever their blood, whatever that bomb, that area of effect hits, it stops magic in that area. So in a 60-foot radius, so 120-foot diameter, for right now and for the next 12 hours, magic is cut off in this area.
And we still safe, was it true?
Grim. Is it 2? No, wisdom check. Wisdom check.
Still a
Still
2. I have a
in
0.
that
I have a 0 and I rolled a 2.
Had anybody except Sorndrin or one of your friends approach you right now, your anger would not have stopped your hand. But as he reached up and grabbed you for a split second, Grimfrost swung again until you were managed to roll natural one, so you're not going to attack your ally.
Thank goodness.
Swordred, for a moment, you feel movement, and then there's just this coldness on the side of your cheek as you see Grimfrost right there.
You back with us, big guy?
It takes you a moment, Grim, but that you see the arena fade away. You see the blood and the snow and the sand pit fade away. The orc in front of you fade away, and it's Sordrin standing there. And behind him, you see Finrio slowly trying to pull himself out of what looks to be a pile of sacks and cloth. In front of you, this massive black scarred piece of ground. You see like bits where like in the within the local area where the water on the dock, fish start turning belly up on that. Thankfully, the ships were far enough away that the intentional purpose was not had, but a bomb has gone off. People are screaming. People are injured. Guards are running. You can see Hemlock literally stop and staring in like this. What the holy ones as he starts running toward you.
And I don't care about Hemlock. I'm focused on Grim. I'm bringing him back to Earth as best I can. Just in through the nose, out through the mouth. Are you back with us, big guy?
You slowly come back.
Grim is shaking, and he does focus on Sorndrin for a little bit, but it's seeing Fenrir in rubble and seeing the black mar. I'm actually gonna.
It wasn't.
Okay, go for it.
Now you
He
get the
does
control.
realize it was not him,
Okay.
but he drops the axe, just straight drops it.
Just like lands blade down.
Makes a run for Fenrir.
Strangely, oddly enough, your magical items do work. However, you feel your innate connections to the ley lines that lets you draw and cast your spells. That has been shut off in this area. Finrio, you got thrown a good 30, 40 feet, so you actually are outside of that zone right now. And you, as you kind of stand and you begin to realize you can feel your abilities. Those within it, you actually still feel that you're cut off from whatever source of magic, be it divine, arcane.
Nathaniel, blade at the Dracon's throat, is going to yell for Hemlock to go to Rakara. Because he was standing back here, he would have seen Rakara hit the wall or wherever he went.
Well, wherever I hit and the wings dropped,
Yeah.
I would pull the gem wings up and go up to the ship.
Roll me a Constitution check.
Gotta focus.
Oh. I thought someone went down. No one actually go down?
No,
Okay.
because if I had failed, I would have been in the water. I succeeded. So.
Okay.
19.
I thought someone had failed.
DC was relatively low, DC of 12. You have to, like, normally you could just barely even call for them, they appear. But now you have to physically, like, you feel your will summon them. And
Even though they're racial
Yeah.
ability.
because for the gem dragons, you're not actually like unfurling wings, is you're summoning the gem, basically you're manifesting the gems around you and projecting them.
Okay. No. I now realize.
Yeah.
I thought someone was actually down.
Like you still hit the ground hard, not hard enough for any damage, but you pulled your parachute too late, and you just kind of boom, you hit relatively hard.
I'm gonna ask Hemlock to basically shackle these two.
You watch as Hemlock, the moment he kind of steps within that zone, you see him kind of stagger.
I feel it too, man.
He steps back. Guardsmen, you see it like there are dozens of guards running in now. Bells are ringing in this area. There's a bell on the top of that tower in the dock master. It is just loud and raucous, just boom, boom, boom. Bells are ringing all across Port Blaven. And these are not bells of joy or of ceremony. These are alarms. This will bring every guardsman available into the docks, and Port Blaven, the guard militia is a full legion. There are 100 soldiers, 100 guardmen running to this area.
Are either of them trying to do anything to escape right now?
Roll me an insight check.
It's an 8.
They are just kind of standing, looking. Ricard, I'll give it to you because of racial things. These guys are basically puppets. They are just barely above Dragonborn in the pecking order for Draconians. They're there to, for those Star Trek fans, they are the Jem'Hadar. They are there to take orders and do killing. That's it. As Hemlock kind of steps back out of that ring, you see him look around. Members of the Divine District, clerics begin to run in, to which you see him raise a hand as he kind of skirts around, having to step inside a little bit.
I will call out there is a no area.
You see them kind of nod as guardsmen begin to go in. Actual triage being done. You see those that need to be carried out too. The clerics are carried out. What are the rest of y'all doing while all this is going on?
You said our items still work.
Correct.
So whenever like everything's happening, I was going to try to do my wings out again and go up to like one of the towers where you said people were.
It's like you're trying again. You remember practicing trapeze in like the open air near in the carnival when your parents were alive, and a rogue hard gust of wind would hit the wrong time and push you out of the way. So you're having to like to mid-air readjust. That's what it feels like. You kind of focus on some of your wings, but you have to like push and work to get yourself up. But you ascend to a high point of the tower. Or...
Yeah, where like because you said like it went off and like people were screaming and stuff.
Like once you get up,
I was trying to go up there and check on.
Yeah, like once you get up that 60 feet area, like once you feel like it's a radius, this massive circle, 120 feet by 120 feet. Once you hit the top of that, you see Captain Eleanor and the other crewmen. She's like, "What? That's what you were trying to do?" Okay, so I'll say the two of you hit. You'll hit first. Kieran right behind you. She's like, What in the seven hells happened? What's going on?
Some magic bomb went off.
Do I need to move my ship? What's...
Can you? Is
Those...
it possible?
They were coming for...
They were coming here.
You just go, crew! As all of a sudden, like, everyone who was running stops and turns back.
Are you okay?
We saw them go to the ship.
It's okay.
Correct.
Yeah, you saw the two of them.
Cool. Nathaniel will tell them, do not move that ship. That's the only thing keeping that tower balanced.
You yell that up to them?
No, ring.
The rings, the magic items work, you said.
Yeah, you said magic items work.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's me yelling through
I know,
them.
but you do. You have to project and focus through, but you're able... Now, even at him yelling, it's kind of a, do not move that ship. Okay. There is a nullification even to... the only thing that is cutting through this that feels like it still works are your remnants. If you carry a remnant, it is still humming with power. Mr. Finnegan, roll me an Arcana check for why.
Oh. Do you know the answer?
But other than that, I'm helping the guards move people.
Actually, Mori is also undeterred from it.
28.
Remnants were not made of this world. They were made by gods and titans before the ley lines were set. They do not draw on the energies of the ley lines. They do not draw on the energies of this arcane world. They are made from pure, divine, primordial, and primeval instances.
Same reason why Mori works.
And in some cases, instances of the void itself.
So, we'll tell Captain Ella that the tower is unstable and...
Fine. Continue with rescue efforts. Just with the moment I can, I'm firing my thrusters. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Completely understand.
She goes, I need you to make me a charisma check right now. Just make me a charisma check, Riccara. I need my DC.
19?
Total 19?
No.
Oh, 19.
That's going to be 24.
24.
Charisma's 25 or 20, right? Yeah, 24.
Okay. Captain Ella has +4 to her charisma. If she beats you, she's taking Sam with her. It's a 17. You see her for a moment, goes,
Sam has no say in this, evidently.
keep her safe.
Always.
I have a question. You said the blast was like 120 feet or something like that?
Yeah.
How many civilians are dead?
I need a luck roll, please. This was still early in the morning. It was just starting to get up and running. So the people here were workers, maybe a few early morning civilians. What'd you get?
That's a 2.
That's a 2. At this point, there were roughly 50 civilians, 50 people besides you. On a 2, 26 of them have been injured in some way. Roll me a d10.
That is a 1.
Only 1 died instantly, to the point where they cannot be returned back. The rest of them are in critical condition and injured. All things going, it could have been a lot worse. Grim sighs. The rest of you you absorbed a lot of the blast, but damage has been done. Like part of this dock is crumbling. There was a few small boats that are just sunk. It'll take time to move them out of the way. For the moment, on a 2, this bottom half of the dock is going to be shut down.
Then I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to draw a flare and start walking to the edge of the anti-magic and looking at Flare. He doesn't know what it is, why it did it, but he's going to basically speak to it. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you are. You can hurt me and you can hurt my enemies. But if you hurt my friends, I will do the same thing to you that I did to them. Ask. And because, like you said, he knows that it's still to an extent working.
You are right now basically you're basically using a force of will. So I want you to roll me a spell check. Roll a d20, adding your modifier for spellcasting and proficiency. Set my DC.
Yep. I'm trying to make sure I get to the right number. It's a 16.
16. Remnants have no modifiers. We're going for a straight roll because remnants are not. This is not a sentient weapon. That's a 4. For a moment in your hand, you feel intense hot fire, and then it cools. A sense of subserviency moving through you, and you get a sense of, I will burn those who stand against us.
And then as soon as he gets to the edge of the anti-magic circle, he's casting Ascending.
Okay.
He's sending it to Halifar.
Okay.
I don't know who you are or what you are. They have declared war. Are you with us or against us?
As you send that, from your position will be to your east, you hear the sound of brick and wood and mortar being destroyed as a building collapses. You hear this loud mechanical rumble, followed by a echoing, this deep mechanical roar. And you hear your response to coming back to your sending is one short sentence. My answer is forthcoming. As we'll call it there for this evening, as war has come to Port Blake. By the way, Finnegan, what was your role for that Arcana check? Actually, I did tell you this, right? I did tell you why the remnants still work. Yeah. So yeah. That's why you were picking up that weird, like, aura. The reason I said that it's similar to what you do, because you were a Gem Dragonborn. They have basically pulled the energy of the Gem Dragon to be able to cut off and redirect and do things with the ley lines. That'll get more and more explained as we continue this on. So yeah.
Hey.
Welcome to chapter 2, guys.
Banishment MVP.
To an extent, yeah.
Yeah.
Although it was going to be bowling for Draconians if you hadn't done that. It was going to be a straight charge.
I said let's make it a fair fight. Made it 2.
Basically, we made it 1-on-1. That's what was the goal.
So, real quick, as we're kind of packing up, we'll jump back on second here for a couple of minutes. We got about 2 or 3 minutes. A few last minute questions for anyone if they have, or
Anybody got questions? Feel free to ask.
I'll be stepping outside for a minute as well. And then
I will go ahead and foreshadow next week. Do you remember the mechanical clank you heard? They were assembling something.
What is that? It's Mecha Godzilla.
I will say Grim is bawling his eyes out now.
Yeah. I imagine the moment you got to figure
mainly because the last roll I did was an intelligence roll to understand fully what happened. And he fully understands, oh my god, I forced this guy to Allahu Akbar himself. And yeah, he feels fully responsible at this point.
Yes, Brian Bruley, this is 5e.
Israel went from full to under half hit points in one go.
Huh?
Huh?
Can you pass me a card?
Oh, because you
Yeah.
failed
Yeah, I
the
failed.
Yeah.
So
I was like, I didn't even drop.
You'll hand me those miniatures, the Draconians, please.
I took full damage. I have one. Where's the purple dude? Do you have the?
Oh, no, I picked him up.
Okay.
I picked
I was
him
like,
up.
oh, I'm gonna absorb elements. Then you said force damage, and I was like, never mind.
I have one inspiration. Didn't want to, like, I debated it. I decided not to use it then.
You also hand me the flying. The fly up. Thank you.
The Nimbus.
The Nimbus 2000.
All right.
These all go right there.
85 damage all in one hit.
Yep.
Finn is wheezing and holding his ribs.
Brian, we play next Sunday
Oh,
at 6
probably
p.m.
good.
Central Standard Time.
But he has to
Be honest, if you hadn't made that save, that was going to
with
put you
getting
down,
these people
wasn't it?
out. Like they're
No,
supposed
not
to be
death,
or
but
they're
I have over
probably
100
in
hit
rubble.
Okay, cool.
I've rolled really well on my hit point rolls.
Cool, alright, good. And then frickin' Kieran coming in off just the triple damage on that hit. That was great.
Yeah, that triple damage. Oh, the kick. Yeah, that was. And believe it or not, it's not him being called a toucher
Yes, I
that
still
pissed
do
him
have
off
weight.
to that point. It was
still
not
do have weight.
being called a toucher
It's called Friends in the
that
Magic.
got Grim pissed off to that point.
Know your place?
Yeah. Well, that's just like, I'm not cold and I'm
Where was this
shaking.
going?
It's because
Up top there.
one dead is one dead too many. Did you already kill everything or not?
Is...
Oh, I'm ready.
Where'd my bag go?
The thing
The
that,
No, I mean, did you shut off everything?
the thing that had Grim so mad
So-
at that one particular Draconian.
With that, let me go ahead
we
and
haven't-
sign off. So, for those of you watching on Twitch and YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. As always, please, if you haven't followed, follow, subscribe to me. I'm getting close to